can get YouTube on there and everything else.
Yeah, I get, I do a lot with my phone and my iPad.
All right, fair enough. Just if you ever need
I,
if you ever get one and need a bit of a hand setting it up.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got an ice fire stick, and it's all hooked up and programmed and everything, and I get a ton of stuff, but I just don't. I don't have the
Yeah, exactly.
concentration to sit down and watch a
Yeah,
movie or something. I need shorter material.
yeah, I'm with you.
Well, somebody was talking about you can do a hack on them so that you can broaden it out and open it up and
Yeah, that's what I can do. Well, it's not what I can do. It's just something anybody can do. There's millions of videos out there to do it.
yeah.
So
Well,
you just
I told Lynn that she could do that, and she says, "No, I'm not technically. I couldn't do that."
you can.
So next time you talk to her, Rob, you might boost her in that area.
Yeah. Yeah, just like
Is
hey,
she-
you can get anything from any country,
Yeah,
all for free.
she's watching satellite TV. So
Yeah, stuff paying for it.
yeah. I believe. Oh, Mia says hi to everybody. So, Dave, what's new with you out there in Missouri?
Trying to get my P's and Q's together up to get a house.
Oh,
Wow, that would be cool.
yeah, that'd be very, very cool.
Yeah, out in the country, come to my retirement home.
Right?
It doesn't look like any of my Rob, did my notification go out?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, just now I've got it.
All right. Because when I go look, it doesn't show it. So, okay. But yeah, it's that'd be great for you, Dave, to get someplace.
On a single level.
Yes.
Hey Neil.
Morning, Blind Neil. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're just sitting here. The three comrades just shooting the
Three
ball.
amigos.
Yep.
3 down and out.
Hanging with JD. Good morning.
Hey JD. That is a cool name, isn't it? Hanging with JD.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Yep. It's gives everybody a chance to just come in and chit chat if you want and tell us what's going on with your day. A lot of us are flyers, but with the weather the way it is, nobody's flying. So
I know.
and it's was really cold this morning here. We got down to 14 degrees.
What's that? In Fahrenheit, you mean?
Yes, Fahrenheit.
I don't know what that is. In the other one.
Yeah.
Alexa,
Degree.
14 degrees is what in Celsius?
14 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 10 degrees Celsius.
That minus 10?
Yes.
Shit. Wow. Oh no. We're 9 above at the moment. 9 Celsius above. And it don't look like it's going to ease up for a while either. So what do you do during the winter months and when the lake freezes over?
I still fly.
Do you,
I get-
anywhere
I get-
particular or?
I get some ice shots and that kind of thing. There,
Oh, that'd be cool.
there still is some movement of ships, minimal, because the Great Lakes close at the locks, like up the north end to
Yeah.
go, the locks to go to Superior, or the locks way down by Niagara Falls. There's a lock system. But if the ships are moving, let's say fuel oil or local goods or whatever, within that, the Coast Guard keeps it open.
Ah, okay.
So
Hey, Michael.
yeah, the icebreakers go out and breaking ice and keeping the general open, because way out in the middle of the lakes, it never freezes completely. So it
Ah,
freezes
it doesn't
around
say
the
out, okay.
outside, you know. But the center of the pond does not freeze. So
Hey, JDS. That video was pretty funny over that reindeer radar angel they're called over here thing. Yeah, quite shocking, wasn't it, Roger's video? I was really surprised.
I'm looking over here to see if I haven't got some of my winter video I might be able to show.
Yes, good morning, JDS again. I did say that.
JDS is here.
Yeah, I was watching his videos. I've got a pile of his in watch later list. He's doing quite a lot of reviews now, mind.
Yes, he is.
He's doing well on them.
Yep.
The Cine whoop he had, I really like. I was really pleased with that review. And he was out the other night as well, curb crawling. He was. I think it was 10 to 1 in the morning, showing us the lights in his main street.
Yeah. Yeah, that people like the night lights.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay, Dave.
Yeah, I'm looking for some winter shots, and I don't seem to be able to find them in my library.
Oh, I'll be watching JDS. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, JDS, once he gets back to full strength.
Okay, I found one. I've got a lot more, but I just can't find them right now. But I'm going to screen share the raw footage. Can you see it?
Oh wow, yeah. Oh, I think I remember watching this last year.
What this is I
It's
put it on FPV.
PV mode, yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah, I done a video then. A couple of days afterwards.
Yeah.
It might be a couple of days before of the same.
There's people right there out on the ice.
Yes, I can remember this.
Smart.
How many views of this car then?
What's that?
How many views this
Views?
video got?
Not very many. you know, maybe 30, 40, 50 views.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But this, I was trying to figure out, you know, when you take the cinematic cameras,
Yeah.
drones, and you put them in FPV, you got to figure out how to make it do what you want it to
Yeah, it's not as easy to fly it, it's not.
do. No, it's not, because you would think if you made a right turn, it would automatically angle. Left turn, no,
Yeah, no.
you've got to hit the other stick a little bit to get it to do that.
I always get a gimbal overheating warning then though.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, every time I use it.
There's some of the ice going down. And there I am right there.
That's cool. So the border. If you were what, is this split down like the middle of that river?
Yeah, yep. The border goes down the middle of the river. However, if you're in the air, as long as you do not penetrate any depth into Canada, because like private pilots will circle the bridge and all kinds of things. But as long as you're a registered pilot, you can still fly both sides of the river.
Yeah, okay.
It's never been tested, but that's the long-standing version. The
I was
FAA,
just wondering like what part of that bridge.
right down the center, right up
You
at the
know,
top.
Yeah, okay.
Let me show you right up at the top. I'll stop it.
So yeah, right there in the middle.
Okay, hang on. As soon as it pans, I'll stop it. Okay, that sign right there says "Welcome to the United States."
Okay.
Yep. Stop share. Okay.
Hey Justin.
Hey Justin, how's it going?
I think he was flying the air too, wasn't you? When you done that?
That one? Yeah. Was it the Air 2 I was flying, or
I'm pretty sure it was.
was it the Mavic Pro? I one or the other. The Mavic 2 Pro, or else it was the Air. I think it was. I think you're right. That was when I had the first Air. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael Banny, how you doing? Yeah, I sent out some more invites to see if anybody comes in or not. That's just fine.
How you doing, Justin?
Oh, I gotta turn back on live chat. Okay. Hanging with JD. Yep. Michael Banny's here. Michael, is it cold down there, or boy, it's just been colder than the devil here. We had about 6 inches of snow at one time, and now the snow is gone, and but just cold, cold, cold.
Mm. Did you send Justin a link?
Yes, I did. Justin, did you get it?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Just I have an up and down days I am recently. I see David was on with you last night.
Yes, he was. Yes, he
He's
was.
funny, he is.
I like him a lot. Yes.
Yeah, that mean. Uh,
There's the no snow. Yep. And there's my little brown squirrels. The black squirrels already came and went. There's the brown squirrels.
Okay, cool, Justin. See you soon. Justin's gonna pop in a few minutes.
Okay.
Wow, gonna be 70 on Friday though.
Oh, wow.
Where's JD from then?
JD, I think he's down in southern states. I think Florida, maybe.
I
Yeah.
know he does a lot of gaming, doesn't he?
Michael, I think is either Tennessee or Kentucky. And he's got 28 degrees outside right now.
Oh, I know Justin is Florida.
Yep. Justin's the same way.
Okay.
Ah, Kansas.
Kansas, JD is. Okay, well, 70. Wow. Well, Dave Ennis, what's is your temperature going to get warm today, Dave? Dave's in Missouri, which is right next to Kansas.
I'm at 27 right now. It was 26,
Okay.
but it's supposed to get up in the 40s and then on up from there throughout the week.
Wow, that's all right, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it's not bad. Like in the 60s by the end of the week.
Michael Banny's in Kentucky. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Michael moved there not like the last couple of years ago.
Oh,
The weather is pretty much conversation now amongst everybody. I'm always amazed because I fall into it too, talk about the weather, because it's something that everybody can relate to, but it's also something that nobody can control. So it's kind of like whether you wear socks or don't wear socks, it just happens, you know.
Hey, Mike. God, I'm enjoying your bloody dog. Have you seen his videos with this dog?
Yeah.
He like straps a GoPro on him. And things.
Yeah.
He's, oh, I forgot its name. Albert? I think. Something like that.
Yeah, JD, the temperatures have been fluctuating here. We went up to 40 some degrees and then down into the teens overnight last night. It's just going up and down.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, I know. And the sad part of it is, Michael, is the older you get, the more I dislike winter. When I was younger, we used to go ice skating, we used to go sledding, snowmobiling. Nope, not anymore. Have no desire to, or even an inkling. It's almost like that was a different life, you know?
Yeah. He's a cool dog. Albert's on his lap.
Yeah. Yeah, my Mia, she's over here laying on her one of her cushions. She usually gets up on the couch or on the love seat, but
Yeah, he's a cool dog. It makes me laugh.
yeah, I like to come not because I'm going to talk about a particular subject, but because it's fun. It puts a smile on my face.
sure. Yeah, well, that's what live streaming should you know, wherever you go, whatever channel, you should have a positive feeling about it, whatever it happens. You should not, if you go to a live stream and you don't like the content or the people or whatever, nobody says you have to, then you you go to another one.
You just quietly bow.
Yep.
Go find your one that you like.
Yep, exactly.
Shane, I've just had the nurses turn up. All right, I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay, Rob, we'll wait for you.
Look, Rob.
But yeah, it's a challenge, and I come on here just to give people a place to go. I'm not
Oh
looking,
yeah.
I'm not looking for big numbers. I'm not looking for monetary anything. It just it is what it
You
is.
never ask anybody for anything.
Yep, exactly. I hope everybody enjoys life and gets out of the most out of life each and every day. Yeah, we all have our ups and downs, and sometimes it's important to be able to communicate that to other people. It makes you feel better. But that's the
Yeah.
nature of being a person. Is it in good times, bad times, you want to share, and so we're here to allow you to share. And our commonality is drones, but it's not, as we all know in life, you could be a superstar football player, but you don't play football 24/7. You're still a human being and you've got other things going on in your life. And that's what this is all about. Yes. Do we like to talk about drones? Yes. Do I own several drones? Yes. Will I probably continue to fly until the day I die? Maybe. Because you get to a point where through arthritis and different things, your stick movements don't quite work like you want them to, but yes. Okay, Mike, you got chemotherapy today. Well, we hope that goes well. Everybody be thinking good thoughts for you, Mike. But everybody has the various degrees of importance in their life. Challenges of the day, you know, every day is a new challenge, and every challenge deserves your response. And the best way you handle it, the best way you can.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Justin. How you doing, Justin?
How's it going?
Hey, another day in paradise.
Hey,
Hey, I got a video I wanted you to pull up real quick just so I see if you can figure out or have any ideas of why. I put it in the chat. It's an unlisted short I did, but there's no music or nothing on it. It's just these damn shorts or these quick shots on my Air 2.
Uh-huh.
All of them are working great except for the hyperlapse. For some reason, every time I download it, after I do it, it comes out super dark. And I have no idea why. I want to see if maybe you guys have a...
Yeah, I just looked at that. That's strange. And but you know, now that you mention it, I have had cases where even doing regular video at nighttime because of the low light, all of a sudden the light would fluctuate up and down and up and down and up and down. So
this is midday though.
Yeah.
So
Like
what's
that's
going on here, Justin? I've just got a little bit.
all right. On my Air 2, all the quick shots work fine, but for some reason, whenever I do a hyperlapse shot,
Yeah,
even in the middle of the day, it comes out super
that's
dark.
what happens, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you click on that link you put.
Yeah, I've just seen it.
Okay. That's
That's
I
weird.
got that kind of fluctuation in my night flights. When I was coming down the side and around the ship, not in the daytime, but at nighttime with the Air 2S. I got a light fluctuation, like it was corrected.
Yeah.
It's just it's boggling me because I've even like reached out to Al because like me, Al, and Jim and Matt and everybody are in this like group chat on
Yeah.
Messenger, and I put it in there, and even Al says that's weird because he thought I did that when after I downloaded it and edited it. I said
Right.
no, dude, that's straight off the drone, and he's scratching his head trying to figure out why it's.
Wow, because Jim's pretty knowledgeable as well, isn't he?
What you might want to do is forward that clip to DJI and ask them.
Yeah, I might have to do that because I actually looked on YouTube and on Google and I couldn't find anybody
Yeah.
with any kind of
Yeah,
like
call
post
call
video.
DJI, tell
Yeah.
them what your situation is to the tech help, and ask them, you know, if you can forward that to them and they can look at it, or
Yeah, 'cause
I've
this-
used the master shots a lot, but well, I wouldn't say a lot. You know, I've used them.
well, it's weird. I'll do the other quick shots and none of them come out dark like that. It's just
Yeah.
a hyperlapse.
see, I never use hyperlapse, but I just pretty much shoot. Just the only thing I do is zoom and then post a little bit, change
Oh,
lightness and that kind of thing. But
there's a homeless woman going ballistic in Tim Hortons.
what?
See Phantom Hodges.
Yeah, homeless one go ballistic. Entertaining.
So if anybody in the chat looks at that and has any ideas, let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, Jim and Matt haven't got to look at it yet because they didn't respond to the video when I sent it in the messenger.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna bring it up on Jim's show tonight and see if they have any ideas.
And as well, like a Facebook group, like the DJI Facebook group.
I haven't posted it to that yet, but I'm a part of like 20 different groups. So
Yeah.
honestly, I don't go on Facebook very often anyway.
I don't.
I post a video like once every week or so, and that's about it. Because just Facebook's way too touchy. You say one wrong thing and they kick you out. So I just post drone flight videos, and I'm
Yeah.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Stella. How you doing?
Hey, Stella.
How are you, Stella?
honestly, I think you could get some cool hyperlapse shots of those ships there, Paul.
Yeah, it just isn't my thing, you know. You youngins, you know, you like to play with all them gadgets and gizmos, and I just want to fly.
The other thing I like with the master shots is it does its thing for 2 minutes, and then squares it all up into a video and adds music to it and transfers it straight to your phone, so you don't have to do anything except post it.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite clever, that is. Yeah, good to see you, Go Fish.
What's up, Go Fish? Who was it that said hi to me a minute ago? Oh, Mike. Hey, Mike.
yeah. All the little extras that they have, like even on the Mavic 3s, I would never use those in a million years. The only thing I've ever used additionally on drones is on the Inspires, you can do a camera change, but on the Mavic Enterprise Duo, you know, you had the thermal and the regular image, and I enjoyed that, and that's why I bought the Anafi Duo and kept it for a while and played with it, and then passed it on. So the thermal imaging is kind of fun to play with if you're doing all the thermal imaging ones I bought because I was doing search and rescue in Southeast Michigan. However, right after I spent all that money on thermal imaging cameras and different things, I found that the interesting thing, not interesting to me, but kind of a, I guess, screw job, is all of the departments got their own drones. Everybody got their own drones. They didn't need to have me drive. And I was doing it for nothing. So I would drive all over Southeast Michigan. I get a call and go load the dog up, load the gear up and head out. But they all got their own drones. And so I was sitting with, it's like my one FLIR thermal camera that was used on the Inspire was $10,000. And so when I turned around and sold it 6 months later, I got $4,000 for it, you know? So.
My local fire department actually just got approved for a grant. I think they're getting like 2 or 3 M600 Matrices.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Matrice are nice. The reason I like the Inspire and the Enterprise Duo, the Mavic 2, was because of ease of transport. I drive a Tahoe, and Inspire, you know, is about this big, wide across when it's in the landing position. I can change the camera, and it's set it right in the back to flip the back up on the Tahoe, and have it all right there. You know, batteries, the whole bit. Whereby the Matrice and the higher end ones, as Rob knows, you got to flip the handles up, screw them down, flip this up, screw it down. You may have to put props on or may not. Then you got to put the camera on the Matrice because you have to get it in the landing position. You know, there's a lot of things to do. Prep where I fly, you know, pretty much ready to fly now.
Right.
Hit the
Hey,
ground
Tim
running.
Jackson. Sorry.
What's up, Tim?
That's okay. Tim, how you doing? Yeah, so it's all in what you feel like and all the things you want to do. I don't like to do a lot of the pre-prepping stuff like attaching cameras.
That was why I went for the Inspire.
Yeah.
Easier setup.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to take and flip up each arm and
Yeah.
the locking rings and everything. And yeah.
You know, remember how we were talking about the quick shots a minute ago? You know, a lot of people will tell me they don't use them, but it's not because they don't like to use them. It's just they'll go out flying and they'll forget about them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
It's
a lot
like-
of things. You know, even with I bought the smart controller again. This is the third one I've had. And that's what I fly the Air 2S in all of my drones with now. And because of the zoom capabilities being on the wheel, like I'm used to the controller, this is the tilt and pan, you know, and this is the zoom in and out. Well, what I have a hard time with my old hands, holding that button down and running the wheel, sometimes I lift this thumb and then you got the camera going like this while it's zooming in and out. So that's made a big difference for me. Simply because it's more what I'm used to flying. Because I've been flying since 1988. So
Yeah, see, I have that issue too. Like sometimes I'll go to do the controller and I'll have the camera set at the angle I want.
Yeah.
I'll click the button and go to hit the wheel, but it doesn't register, and then it starts moving the camera
yeah.
instead of zooming in, and I'm like, damn it, it messes up my shot.
If you can ever afford to get a smart controller, you'll be happy with it because then it's a wheel over here to zoom in and out, and it's a wheel over here to run your camera.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that they gave the Mavic
I'll
3.
be back.
Okay, Dave.
I can't believe they gave the Mavic 3 the same controller that the Air 2 and the Air 2S and the Mini 2 had.
I know.
That surprised me.
Except that you can't use that controller. I can't use my controller on a Mavic 3. It's got a different controller because it's using the Mavic 3 is OcuSync 3, and you have to have a controller that's OcuSync 3.
Yeah, it's at 3 plus, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
So, but that's fine with me because I've got I sold my Air the Mavic 2 Zoom. I've still got the Mavic 2 Pro, and I've got the Mini 2, and I've got the Air 2S. So they all work with my smart controller.
Yeah.
Because now my setup over there is on the Mavic 2 Pro. I have the controller, but then I also have a great big what's the one DJI made, the big screen,
Crystal Sky.
Crystal Sky, yeah, Ultra. And so it just sits over there now, so I don't use that. I mean, it worked great, but that little guy just works so much better.
Oh, I do the same thing too, Mike. I go out and play with the quick shots. I actually go out just to do those sometimes because they actually make really good shorts. People like the quick shots. So they make really good, like 10, 15-second shorts on YouTube.
Tim Jackson, did you see what he wrote?
Yeah.
I've been flying since the early 80s. Oh, or I was high, sorry.
I've been up and down, Tim. I'm all right.
Oh, Mike says he's been flying rockets since the 80s and still has a couple.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I'm doing good, Tim. How you been?
Tim.
I remember when you used to be able to go to Walmart and buy all those rocket sets, and I don't think they sell them anymore.
I think Tim's at work. Are you at work, Tim?
No, he said he woke up in a coughing fit.
Oh.
No, it's 12:30 at night with Tim. 12:30 at night.
Well, that's right. The nighttime shows. He's usually at work because it's the morning over there. He's 14 hours difference, I think, in time from Eastern time zone, the U.S. So that would
12:30 anyway. He is.
Yeah. Well, Tim, I sent you a link if you want to pop in and just say hello for a few minutes while you're up. That's fine. If not, we understand. Oh yeah, we remember those rockets back in the old days. I had one as a kid. I had a styrofoam glider, big one. Used to take and it had a hook on the bottom. You put a string in it, and then you run real fast, and it'd take off, and then the string would slide off what it was on, and it would just glide around and carry with the wind. And if you were lucky and you were big enough field, it would come down and you could do it again. If you weren't lucky, it was in somebody's tree. Good morning, Hugh.
Hey, Hugh.
What's up, Hugh?
You.
Yeah, I had a couple of those styrofoam planes when I was little. Little kits you would buy, and they'd just put it all together.
Right.
Yeah, I had some with the elastic bands. We try to wind up the propellers.
Walmart actually in my town still sells them during the summertime. They'll have a whole display of them. And they'll be all different sizes. You can get a little tiny one, or you can get a big one that's got like a 4 or 5 foot wingspan.
Yeah, I heard the printers running you. Hey, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
What's up, Ken?
Hope you're keeping well, Kim.
Yeah, it's just a brisk, cold kind of day here. I don't know what the rest of you are experiencing. Rob, is it real cold there or just brisk?
7 Celsius, but it's peeing down with rain. And the winds are all up, and it's just a miserable day.
That's what David indicated the other day. It was just a windy.
Yeah, wind and rain.
Yeah.
It's like 64 here. But it's super foggy outside right now.
uh,
Last couple mornings I've gone outside, it's been foggy for like half the day.
oh, lucky you. This is normally, uh, hey, Ange. Good to see you.
Well, I'm not going out flying in the fog because they'll play havoc with your sensors sometimes. I've seen a couple videos on YouTube where people's drones actually got stuck over top of a fog bank.
Yeah, and I've seen some as well when it's mucked around with their sensors.
Yeah, it wouldn't come down because it thought it was the ground because the
Yeah,
fog was.
whose was that? Was that in the forest somewhere?
I don't remember whose videos it was, but I know
I can remember watching it.
one of them was with the Spark, though. I remember that.
Oh,
But the guy, I remember the video. The guy flew over the fog and then was trying to bring it down, and it was getting low on power, and the thing just would not want to break through the fog because you can't turn the bottom sensors off on the.
mm.
Yeah, you know, what I've noticed too is I can't find a place to turn the sensors off on the Air 2S. I've looked and looked and looked.
Yeah,
And
it's on the home screen.
no,
I might not even.
the Air 2S, Rob, is it on
Yeah.
there? I
Yeah,
couldn't.
there's a little, like I was going to say a 50 pence piece, but octagon.
Like a little octagon type of thing.
Yeah, if you just tap that on the home screen, that'll turn them off.
Because I see a little red octagon there, and when I tap it, it doesn't seem to do anything. But when I'm flying like near the bridge or whatever, I'll get the beeping noises, you know, and then the little bar at the bottom,
Yeah,
you'll see where it shows you what it's looking at. And I find that kind of obnoxious in my flying, but
You don't fly in sports mode because that will. I mean, that automatically turns them off.
no, I don't. I do not.
Okay.
yeah, you can easily turn them off as well in the app. The first ones, it's either stop, bypass, or off. I think it is.
Yeah, and I have it set off there, but it still comes on.
Oh, I agree, Mike. Man, that would make me panic too if my drone got stuck in fog like that.
Yeah. God, one who'd done a great thing was Mikey from Philly Drone Life, where he went above the clouds the other week,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
above the fog.
Yeah,
That was incredible. That was.
Michael, he pushes the envelope.
Yeah. But I mean, he was still within his limits.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a fantastic shot when he just appeared above the clouds and then was racing round.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, Paul Hodges. Hope she's doing well.
yeah. We all hope Bonnie's doing well. I don't know how he keeps it all together. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, she goes in for hip surgery and all kinds of stuff because she broke her hip, and they won't let him see her or talk, you know, anything because of COVID.
A bunch of the hospitals here have already lifted all their mandates. You don't even have to have masks in half of them anymore.
You lot in Florida. God, you gave
I
up
was-
on them years ago, didn't you? The masks.
I was surprised. I went into 2 different doctors' offices to take my daughter in for a checkup and to get her cast taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both of the doors had masks required on the thing. And, you know, being a medical facility, I don't give them too
Yeah.
much crap like I would a business. So I put my mask on, walked in there, and then half the patients didn't have a mask on. So I just ripped mine off. I was like, I'm done. And nobody said nothing to me. So at both places. So
It was funny though. The Florida threw it in the pandemic. We don't need masks here. Let's open up as normal.
Yeah, they didn't give a crap. Yeah,
No.
well, we locked down for about, I don't know, I'd say a month, and then they were like, no, we're
I
done.
was, I was going to say for about 12 hours.
And it wasn't even really a lockdown either. I mean, I could still go to the park and fly. I could still go to any business I wanted and shop, and nobody said anything. Cops
Oh,
said,
we couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, they really locked you guys down, didn't they, Rob?
Yeah. If we were caught out, it was like £1,000 fine, and it was crazy.
no, where I live in the county I live in, the cops are very, at least in the county I live in, the cops are super constitutional. Like, they're not about violating anybody's rights. Like, the sheriff will tell you that straight up. You do what you want as long as you follow the law. That's it.
I seen a video this morning on YouTube where a girl got arrested on a beach for wearing a bikini.
Really?
Yeah.
We're here in Florida.
No, I don't know.
Was
Hello,
it too?
Paul.
Hey,
What's up, Paul? Was it too revealing, Rob?
Yeah, that was what they said.
Well, some of those thong bikinis there isn't much there. I mean, you could. If I had a Kleenex in my pocket, it would have more cloth on it than some of those string bikinis.
yeah, I've got some of that butcher's cord here, probably just as much.
They're good, JDS.
Hey,
there's
Paul, how's it going? How was the kiddies this morning on the bus?
Oh, they're pretty good, but I gave them a warning.
a link to it in the chat, Justin. Sorry, Paul.
Well, because I'm not going to be on the bus this afternoon, so you guys better be good. Because I said, if it's the driver trainer that's taking my bus, I said, look out, you guys are in trouble. And the other one might be the boss's daughter, so you better behave.
So how's Bonnie doing?
I just talked to the hospital, but the nurse ain't available right now, so I got to call back later. So
Wow.
I just, and the worst thing about all this, you won't let me in the hospital. Well, then you better have a better communication system going on here where you can find out stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Paul, I just can't fathom. That'd be like calling 911 and getting put on hold.
Yeah.
You call the hospital and they say, call back later.
Yeah.
Oh, I love his channel, Rob. Audit the Audit.
Yeah.
Hey, JDS, good morning. Yeah, well, I got that appointment for 4:00 this afternoon to go see her. So but I'll call back in a little bit here, see if I can get into a nurse. But yeah, it's a bunch of crap there where you can't, find out how your wife is doing in the hospital, right?
It's crazy.
Especially after major surgery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, I actually. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
The one that you guys may not know, Rob or Justin, is they never called and told him that she was going into surgery in the first place.
They called me afterwards. Oh yeah, she's doing good. Oh Jesus. Oh yeah, when did she go in? Bunch of crap. But anyways. Oh well, you can only do what you can do, right?
Well, sadly, though, not to take anybody's side or take away, I think they've treated you miserably, but
Yeah.
I can't imagine the healthcare industry today trying to keep up with normal stuff and
Yeah.
COVID stuff.
Yeah. I see just up north of me here, they closed 3 schools, because of that Omicron, that new variant.
Wow, it's in Canada now, is it?
Huh?
It's in Canada now, is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They said there's 30 cases in London, Ontario alone right now of the
Oh, wow.
variant of that Omicron. And they all those people, well, it linked to a bunch of people that came from Nigeria.
Yeah, there was a guy that said, I think it was in North Carolina. They said a guy got it and he went to Comic-Con with a book or some kind of comic book thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
His
Comic
friends.
Con. Yeah.
Is it killing people or?
It makes them really sick. I think it attacks the lungs like normal.
From what I've heard, they said it's a little bit milder. Like they said, yeah, all these new strains are getting weaker. But I mean, it's hard to tell what information's correct and what's not.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
the thing of it is that if you have any kind of immune deficiency, or if you have some kind of a chronic illness, it really hits you hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stella's with you, Paul. She says that they need to do a better job.
Yeah. Well, if you can't go in the hospital, the
Oh, wow,
communication's got to
shit.
be better. You know.
So sorry, Mike. Oh, did you read that, Mike? Lost his mother and his father in the last month.
Oh wow. Sorry to hear that, Mike.
That's good.
Well, sorry, Mike.
I mean, it's really, yeah, especially the elderly people. Those are the biggest ones you got to watch out for.
Yeah, and if they have kind of any kind of a compromised position for as far as health, and
Well, like both my nephews, my niece, and my son had it, and none of them showed any symptoms. Like they didn't have any issues. They didn't have they were just completely fine the whole time. But they all came back positive.
well, and they're not telling us either that there's got to be a percentage of false positives. They're not doing any major study, or they're not putting out any information about if you have a positive test, this is the percentage that really do have the virus, and this is the percentage that it was just a false positive test and you don't have the virus.
Well, see, that's why LeBron James got all mad when the NBA apparently his was a false positive when they suspended him from the few games
Yeah.
last week. And I guess it turned out it was a false positive, and now he's in a big old fight with the NBA over it.
Yeah, because we all know that there's cases where just because the normal is the normal, you can get abnormal results back. And then what does that create in the person's life?
Oh, very true, Go Fish. I mean, an average of 400,000 people in the U.S. a year died just from the flu.
I'll be right back, guys. Mia's bugging the hell out of me for something.
Oh,
What do you want?
It isn't usual to see you awake this time of night, Tim.
so how you holding out, Rob?
I'm okay. I'm having up days and down days, and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like my wife. Eh? She has a good days and her bad days. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta carry on, haven't you? Do what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, Stella. Did you see what
Yeah.
Stella wrote?
Yeah. I
Mhm.
personally know of that got sent a positive test report, but didn't even show up for their testing appointment.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't really have a firm grip on what they're doing. Like it's like this new Omicron. Some people are saying it's just it's no worse than a freaking cold, and the other ones, oh my God, we got to shut the place down. But
Well, New York just went into a massive lockdown again.
yeah,
Like they're requiring all businesses, everybody has to be vaccinated, all that stuff.
uh,
Everybody lives on top of one another, though, don't they? In New York.
Oh, New York is, yep. I can't imagine that many people living in that.
No. I like to see a bit of trees and countryside. I do.
You know, it's one thing if you see that kind of a population density, but to live there day in and day out, it's like, wow.
Well, see, I've always wanted, if I had like the extra money, I always wanted to have an apartment as just a getaway spot in New York City. But
Wow.
it's super expensive. But the
Yeah.
way things are going up there now, I don't really have no desire to go up there anymore.
Well, now would be the time to buy it, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah, they're I think they got like 6 million vacancies. It's like the
Wow.
highest ever than it's ever been, or has been in a long time. It's because everybody's moving out of the cities now. And,
Yeah.
I've met so many people from Virginia and New York that moved down here to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
You see so many license plates from out of state now coming down here. And it's not just the snowbirds, it's people that are buying houses. They just hadn't re-registered their cars yet.
Yeah.
But you're going to see a lot of that, like open property that's been, vacant in Texas for the last 100 years. There hasn't been nothing built there. There's going to start
Yeah.
seeing those places. Little mini cities are going to start popping up everywhere.
A lot of them from Los Angeles and all heading to Texas way, isn't they?
Yeah, it's like a lot of the
Citizen,
people
this
from
and that.
well, it's a lot of the people from the West Coast are tending to flock to Texas, or a lot of people from the East Coast are flocking down to Florida. It seems like that's kind of the move everybody's doing.
Well, I hear Pelosi's on her way down there too.
No. Oh, you should have saw Don Lemon getting attacked from CNN. He was down here vacationing at a hotel,
Yeah.
and he didn't have a mask on, and a group of ladies started yelling at him. They were like, "Oh, you're going to require everybody up in New York to wear a mask, but you come down here to vacation, knowing that we have freedoms down here." They were yelling all kinds of crap at him. They ran him out of the hotel. And CNN officially fired Chris Como yesterday.
It's about time. You know, I personally, not to get deep into politics, but I get so, I can't figure out how you think that you're a reporter when you're nothing more than a political analyst, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and the worst thing about it is just, you don't know who to believe nowadays, right? So.
Well, that's the problem you have is everybody has their own spin on things, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
And you've
Their
got
own agenda.
entertainers on TV acting like they know what's going on in politics. Give me a break.
Well, that's why I stopped watching, sports, professional sports. It's like, I don't want to hear your politics. I want to watch you play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's turned so political. It's annoying anymore.
Well, yeah. Any sport now, it just.
It got political with me when they started taking the knee. I said, no, I support our military. I can't support you guys taking a knee and dumping on them.
What's up, Tim?
Well, to me, if they,
how you feeling?
hey, Mr. Tim is here.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Dave, Paul Hodges, Rob,
Hey.
Paul
What
Murray.
Would they drag you through the garden or something or what?
Yeah, I feel like it.
You look pretty whipped there, buddy.
Just woke up in a coughing fit and yeah, be alive. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you here, no matter what there, Tim.
Yeah. Tell Thor. Anyway,
Oh, there you go.
so Paul, how's Bonnie up? I wanted
Well,
to.
I'm still trying. Yeah, still trying to find out. I called just a few minutes ago, but there's no nurses available to talk to. Either that they don't want to talk to me, one or the other.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to go in the hospital and see her at all or anything?
Oh,
Well, I got an appointment for 4 o'clock this afternoon.
An appointment.
he has to
Yeah.
make an appointment to go visit his own wife. Yes,
And the maximum 1 hour.
and he can only stay for an hour. And
Yep.
they put him in one of those suits, you know, those hazmat suits.
Freaking idiot.
Get unreal.
At least you get to do that though, because I know during the height of this pandemic, man, people were, their family members were like dying and they couldn't even go in and see them. And it didn't even have to do with COVID. They just weren't letting people in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They couldn't go sit with their family members.
That's how it was down south coming into Queensland. But we're opening up borders the 13th. So, good shit. You want me to take care of them, Paul?
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking air right through there. Yeah. Yeah, not
Right.
good. Man.
You
Not-
talking one of these things?
Yeah, that's it.
I used to have a guy that came into Walmart and would buy 2 of those every 3 days. Knew the exact amount with tax and everything.
They're
He was-
expensive.
Well, he was messed up though. He was huffing it.
Oh,
What?
we
There's stuff
couldn't-
in there to huff? Holy crap.
Yeah, and he was all messed up. I mean, you could tell that shit got to him.
Wait a
well, what would be in there that he would be worth him huffing?
What the fuck is in there? The fucking
You have to, when you buy those at the store, at least here in Florida, when you buy them at the stores, it asks you if the person looks 18 on the register before it lets you ring it up.
What's in there to huff?
So I thought it was canned air.
It's probably the CO2. They're getting lightheaded off of it.
Fuck?
It's the same thing with the whippets, the little CO2 things that they do. It gets them all. It kills the shit out of your brain cells.
Yeah, I
Is what
know
it is.
because I lost about 20 degrees in my fucking brains. But yeah, I huffed paint a couple of times when I was younger. But there's nothing there to huff.
Well, the propellant, it should be just air. It shouldn't be.
Well, it says on here it's got diplo. I don't know. I can't even say it. Diphlorethane.
What's
In
it
it?
called?
Diphlorethane?
Yeah, diphlorethane. But it says here, don't point this into a fire because they're supposed to heat or store. Because the
Oxygen's
fumes make-
flammable.
Well, it says the fumes may catch fire.
Well, there's obviously something in it because, like I said, when you buy it down here in Florida, the registers actually ask you. At Walmart, they'll ask you for ID. At Dollar General, it will just ask if the person looks 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look. Mike saying I look beat. Yeah, I woke up. I shouldn't be awake right now. Go fish. Yeah. So they did surgery on your wife without saying what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, don't.
Paul didn't get it. Paul
I
didn't get
knew
any
she was gonna have.
notification when they took her in.
Well, see, I knew she was gonna have surgery. Okay, but they were supposed to call me before she went in.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
no.
what-
No, they didn't. They called me after she was out. And in recovery.
yeah.
I thought I said to the guy that called me, I said, oh, I've been sitting there wondering when she's going in. I said, you guys are supposed to call me. And he goes, did nobody called you? I said, no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, right.
Wow. Well, just laugh. Fuck me, dude.
And the funny thing about it, but it's not funny, but I was talking to the not yesterday, day before yesterday at the hospital. So I said, so who's going to sign the paperwork for her surgery? Oh, we don't need it because she came in under emergency. It's like having a car accident. We got to do something to save your life.
Oh no, that's not right. Still, they need.
Hey, Rob's back.
Hey, Rob.
Hey,
That's
Tim.
not right.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, you might want to explain. You might want to explain to Stella Go Fish that to everybody else that may not use it, canned air. Everybody thinks it's just air, but Paul has said that there's something in that canned air, and you use it. You use it to spray things off, like you're.
I'm gonna try it. No, just kidding.
Okay,
Hey,
frost
Dave,
out.
how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Right,
Gotta clean out some cobwebs. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Dave's
tell
there.
you.
Well, there's CO2 in it because when you flip it over and spray it, it freezes. Like it gets really
So it's
cold.
like when I was
A
younger.
lot of gases get cold when they decompress. And
When
when
I
they
was
get
younger-
pressed up, they get hot.
Yeah, when I was younger, you remember butane?
Yep.
The things that you used to. That's what I used to.
Yeah,
when I was
Diplo-
younger.
yeah. It says can cause central nervous system depression after inhalation exposure. Can cause drowsiness, nausea, headache, fatigue, and weakness. High concentrated gas can act as asphyxiant by deflating oxygen.
So are you saying it's a sleeping pill?
Yeah, something, I guess. I
Okay,
Well, it
I'll be
gets you
right
light.
back.
When it's
Hey, does it say in there do not take rectally?
Practically, what the fuck?
It says that it says it's a colorless and odorless gas used as a liquid compressed gas. It's used as a cooling agent, an aerosol propellant in the manufacture of other chemicals.
But like Paul said, it replaces oxygen, so that's obviously going to get you lightheaded and
Yep.
Oh,
like almost
yeah,
a high
of course,
feeling.
Yeah, of course.
Oxygen deprivation. Yep.
Well, it would suck it out of you, wouldn't it? Oh, Dave left. What's up, Dave? The fuck?
Yeah, it's been coming and
Do
going.
I smell? No, okay.
No, it's not you, Tim.
So you
Hey,
been,
Tim.
Rob?
It says on here
Yes,
it's able
okay.
to it's able to be detected in the blood up to 3 hours after the time of use.
Yeah, but wouldn't it pop your blood cells though? Like,
Yeah, I know.
I think the molecules just replace the air molecules, the oxygen molecules.
yeah,
Well, it's
how
like
would that
it's like
work?
any-
biological.
But it's like any other drug, though. It's not going to kill you right away. It's going to do it over time.
Oh
just
yeah,
like-
just like this. Yeah, I get you.
Are you having a beer, do you, Tim?
Yeah, I woke up and I had shitloads of fucking water, and I'm like, water's not good for you, so I got this.
Have you got work tomorrow?
That's well.
No.
Tim
Oh,
says Tim says that beer is nothing more than water with a kick.
What the fucking?
Yeah, I
pork
wasn't
chop
sure
in a
if he
can?
had work. Working
It's a
like
pork
4
chop
or
in a
5
can.
hours.
Oh, if I had work, you know I wouldn't be having a beer. Rob.
No, that's what surprised me. That was what I was shocked at.
No, I woke up, had a coughing fit for about 30 minutes. I was like, ooh, let's have a cigarette. And I was like, had shitloads of fucking water. I'm like, that's not good for you. So I changed the beer.
Exactly.
All right, let's go. Great.
Please
I'm
do
just
not
a
try
bundle
this.
of joy. I'm just a
But
bundle of-
everybody that's watching, please do not try this at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please don't have a lifestyle like Tim Jackson. All right.
This is not medical advice.
This is not medical advice. Yeah.
Yeah, Furball Kim says sniffing canned air is deadly.
I did butane. I used to like put it in my mouth and go, and then it used to give me a freezing effect. But until I watched this one video or whatever, or was I in person with him? Anyway, I don't know. He did it like that. He goes, he did like half of the can. He sat there. Oh, I feel so good. He was walking home. Boom, dead. 19 years old. Dead.
So it scared you straight, pretty much.
It scared me pretty goddamn straight. Yeah. Not really, because and then I went to Yeah, then I started buying more cocaine, but yeah, that's another story. And now I'm like this. There you go. What was said? Fry your brains. Yeah. Kim, how you doing, man? Where you at? What's up?
Oh, Rob, we were talking about that Audit for Audit channel. I actually spoke to him on the phone before.
Oh, really?
About a month ago. Yeah, I emailed him and he emailed me his number and I talked to him on the phone because I was asking him if I could do some reaction videos to his videos and he gave me
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, I don't care if you use my stuff." He goes, "I don't go after people for copyrights."
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. That's very good.
Because I originally talked to him through a live stream on through the chat when he was doing one of his shows, his live shows, and I put my email in there, and then he emailed me back, and then we started talking for about a week or so.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, that is.
What audit channel are you talking about?
He does what he does is he breaks down like police interactions, but he breaks it down by like the actual like constitutional laws and state laws, and it's not like a First Amendment auditor type guy. He
Yeah,
actually
I know a couple of them. I know
like
a couple,
and
but
then
they
he
go-
right he grades the cops on how well they
What's
did
his
the
name?
transaction.
You got a channel?
Audit by audit?
His name, I can't remember his name. He does Audit for Audit, but he also does Schrodinger the Cat is his other channel.
I got a couple of them, and this one guy, he has a. Does he have a lisp?
No,
Hang on, Tim. I'll put his link in the chat.
All right,
but he's also he's retired Navy too.
oh, I think I know who it is.
It's got 1.3 million.
He actually goes after the First Amendment auditors.
Yeah.
He breaks down their videos and shit.
All right, let me check this out because I think I know who it is.
But he does a really good job on like the research and everything on the laws and everything.
Yep, I'm subscribed. Yeah, I know him. Yep.
Have a look at this guy as well, Justin, when you ever get a minute.
This guy is pretty good too. He goes in depth, like you said.
He does.
I put a link in of a British guy.
Because he'll even defend a First Amendment auditor if they technically didn't break the law. He'll say,
if he's doing it right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't just take one side. He looks at both sides and then looks at all the laws.
I've been watching him for a good 2 years now.
Hey, Mike MGE.
There's a couple guys that's been arrested and it's pretty good because he has a body cam, one of the guys that I follow. And because he's black, he just keeps on going different places and they tell him, oh, you can't do that. And they actually arrest him. And they get it all on film. And the guy's like, what are you filming for? He goes, it's my right. I can do it. And he goes,
yeah, but it's the ones that go into courthouses and shit and like they'll go into like doctors' offices and try to film it when it's clearly against the law. Because if a judge says you can't film in my courthouse, you have to follow that judge's what the judge put in place. Period. There is no law overriding that.
Right.
Well, that's where they get
courthouse. I understand going into a courthouse, but in a court of law. No, that's a different realm. Yeah, that's I've seen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they'll go into like doctors' offices and shit and try to film when clearly HIPAA says you can't film in there. That's a federal law saying that you're not allowed to do that. Those are the ones that get themselves in big trouble because they are clearly breaking the law.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. Yeah, they're fuckwits. Anyway,
I mean, if you want to do that lifestyle and be a First Amendment auditor or sovereign citizen and you want to do that stuff, there's a proper way you can do it if you just want to take jabs at the cops but not do it in a point where you get arrested.
There's this one bloke, he's a black guy from Georgia, fucking awesome bloke, and he does it the right way, and he's funny as hell sometimes, and then he'll do he'll do like a meeting at home, you know what I mean? Like a video at home. And then he'll do a live and he talks about it. And he goes, if anybody has any answers, like his chat's going like million times a minute, you know, and he answers. He must have it on slow mode or something. But he'll answer and talk back to you. He'll keep on talking to you the whole thing.
Well, you know, there's like some of them that will go up and they'll try to involve themselves in traffic stops. And
yeah,
stuff.
fuck that.
Like,
Yeah.
Tim,
there's rules against that. You're not supposed to interfere with a cop while he's investigating something.
do you see what Mike put in the chat?
Candy, Mike, I'm coming for you. Uh, perfect foam every time. Yeah. It's got a good head on it, Mike. He has a printer now. I've been showing him what I've learned from you. Oh, thanks, Kim. Oh, so you taught him how to fill the filament into it, to feed the filament? That's all I do. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
Good
You
on
know.
you, Kim.
Yeah.
Good on you. Yeah, I sent him some links. I sent Hugh some links and everything, and
Yeah, thank you, Tim.
no worries, Frank.
When
I
they
sent
come
him the
through, I
same
wasn't
thing.
sure. Because
Oh yeah,
when they come through, it was just them. I thought, shit, is he meant to send this to somebody else? Because there was
No, I sent it to
nothing
you.
said with it.
yeah, I sent it to you. Well, no, I was sending it to a bunch of people, so you know how you like send. So I sent that to you. I think I sent it to Kim too. I'm pretty sure I sent the same link to Kim. Yeah. It's for Cura 4.12, which
Yeah.
I don't have yet. I still have 11.
So did you order another printer, Tim?
I don't even have money for filament. I can't even print. I haven't ordered shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order probably some beer Friday. I'll let you know how that goes.
Well, I think we know how that goes.
Yeah, right now I can't print. I don't have like I paid my rent. I bought a 30 pack after I paid my rent. And then all my bills came out at the same time. I'm like, yeah, woohoo, great.
I actually want to try one of those machines like MGE was talking about, those soda stream machines where you can make your
Yeah.
own soda at home.
God, there was so much in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
They're still good now.
I've seen people do reviews on them online, and some
Yeah.
of them work really well. Like they'll say it tastes just like the actual sodas when you buy them from the store.
Yeah, I just remember in the 80s, every household had one. You
Are
know?
you talking about that, Kim? Did you
Yeah.
use that? Or it is garbage.
So you have filament, it's just all the free cheap crap they sent with
Well,
it.
that's-
Yeah,
That's
it's
the only
only
thing I have, and that's crap, Justin. I wouldn't even use that for a kid's toy.
Is that what they send to you with your printer, like a free roll like that?
Well, two
it's
of
not
my
really a
printers
roll,
came
is it?
with
It's
a,
only an,
came with a small roll, like a half kg. That was good. Two of them did that. Yeah, it did. Crap.
How much did you waste on making that mask that kept messing up? And you made that thing like 2 or 3 times, didn't you?
That
Before you finally got it
was
right.
that was a kg and a half. Yeah. I don't know the meterage on it. I forget, but yeah.
I always go off weight. I don't go off the meterage. Mika Steve, he goes off meterage, doesn't he?
Yeah, meterage and the cost of it. Yeah. Nah, he's fucking good at anything he fucking does. No, he has his tribulations like we all do, but he has
Yeah.
good prints. He has good prints, man. Fucking unreal. I don't know how he does it, but never use
Yeah.
mine. It doesn't print right. No, it doesn't.
I've never used it.
Now,
Any of
Kim,
them.
did you tell him to tighten up all the screws first before leveling the bed and then take them off 4 turns? That's what I always wanted to ask.
He got the new springs as well. He did. The
Way
to
upgraded
go,
springs.
Nice. Take care, Stella.
Okay,
I'll see you,
Stella,
Goldfish.
have a good one.
Did you see that one, Mike? But
Thanks for
Justin,
popping in, Stella.
he said the
Yeah,
7
it
Up and
is, man.
Sprite,
I had
Justin.
fun. I had
Oh
fun.
yeah, I saw what he wrote in there. My thing is though, is it more efficient than actually just buying soda? Is it cheaper in the long run? That's what I'm curious
It
about.
is.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Hey, I never would have even thought of this here. But anyways, I'm gonna try it, you know.
Oh
Is it
my
ring your
God.
door on the way to bed? This will clear the dogs off the bed. So you don't have to get in.
It would. It would, Paul.
What I gotta do is
Oh,
take the
yeah.
button. What I need to do though is take the button off the wall outside, bring it to bed, just them both climb in, hit it. They
Yeah.
all run downstairs
exactly.
and I get in bed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep, it's you might be onto something, Paul, if you were to make a little box with a button on it that was like a doorbell,
Yeah.
and they could you could have the box set up so that when you push and hold and you go ring your particular doorbell, it records it, and then every time you hit it, it plays it again.
Yeah.
And then it can come out and say, "Ring my bell,
Bill.
ring my bell."
Well,
Remember
Yep.
that song? Anyway,
Yep. Yeah, we have a vague memory of it, Tim. Thanks for the vague memory.
no
Yeah.
worries. I've been drunk all my life. Thank you. All right.
Paul, I thought your memory got better the older you got.
No.
oh,
Welcome
it did.
back.
Hey, no. When you get older, your memory gets better. You just got to figure out where you put it. That's all.
That's right.
That's right, Paul. That is very right.
Morning,
AZ, how you
AZ.
doing? Welcome back.
AZ,
back,
how you
Angela.
doing?
Welcome back, Ange.
What's up, AZ?
Angela.
I just got to tell Angela, how you doing? But
As he leans into his poster of a finger, how are you doing?
I didn't lean in.
Yes, you did.
I
You
couldn't
leaned
bring-
right
I
in
couldn't
that
bring it.
direction.
How you doing?
There you go.
Could do that. This damn thing went limp. Look, the fuck is up with that shit? All right, hold on. Gotta fix this.
Oh, mute yourself, Tim, because it's
Hold on. What did I do? Did something go wrong?
No,
Just went limp, and it was like,
what brand of mic is that?
that's a Yeti.
Yeti. Hold on. Fuck.
Time for another cigarette, and it's him.
He's got
He got one in his hand as well. Ah.
This commercial for Stop Smoking is brought to you by Tim Jackson.
Yeah.
I used to be the Marlboro man. No, I'm just kidding. That's fun. Don't use that. No, that's not good. Remember the Marlboro man back in the 70s? Anyway.
Yeah.
Riding in the horse. Yeah, I'm going to gallop for this cigarette.
Yeah, didn't he die from lung cancer?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know how you get on there, Mike.
I think he died around the same year as my grandpa did, like 1981. Or something. Yeah.
Well, they made a movie on it. Was it Thank You for Smoking? Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
That was actually, it wasn't like the best movie, but it was kind of funny too at the same time. There was some
Oh,
comedy.
great. I gotta watch it. Thank you. I'm just gonna smoke a whole fucking pack of cigarettes at the same time I watch it. All right, it's great.
No,
No,
what it is he's he's one of those people that like a lobbyist for the tobacco company.
Marlboro.
Yeah, and then and it just like the whole movie is about him lobbying, But at some point in the
Uh-huh.
movie, he gets taken by a bunch of activists, and they slap like 100 freaking nicotine patches on him.
Whoa.
So he goes to the hospital, and he had nicotine poisoning. And they pretty much told him he had to quit smoking.
Well, I guess I gotta take that off. Hey.
Are you serious?
Well,
You smoking with a patch on?
you can smoke with it on it. It curves it, and it has been curving it. So that's what's good. You can smoke a cigarette while you had the patch on. I talked to the doctor about it, and I said, "What if I have a cigarette while the patch is on?" He goes, "Doesn't matter." He said, "But it'll curve your appetite to have the cigarette." I was like, "Okay, I'll let you know when I'm having a cigarette."
Well, if that doesn't work, try the Chantix. That actually
I
makes
did that, and it
Yeah.
actually worked. I was down to like one cigarette a day, and then the
Oh,
pharmacy ran out of it during that COVID crap. The pharmacy ran out of it, and it was like 3 weeks later, and then I would have had to go back to the first trial, and then you got to wait 3 months. So I was like, the
Here in
Chantix
Florida,
really
here in
works.
Florida, they have a state program. You can call this 800 number, and they'll send you a bunch of free patches and gum. You
Well,
only
it
have
could be
to pay
like a
for it.
Stephen King. Remember that little short film that Stephen King used to do? If you try to smoke, so you want to quit cigarettes, they put you in a room and shock you. And remember that movie? It was a little short. I wanted to get that. What's that shit? What's it called? The mind thing that they
hypnosis.
hypnosis. I wanted to do that, but I don't want to be sitting and drinking a beer one Friday night and you all say one word to trigger it and I act like a chicken.
I was
I don't
gonna
want to
say.
fucking do that. It might stop me from smoking, but I don't want to like y'all say one word I don't know about, and then all of a sudden I'm like fucking going on.
I've always wanted to try it only because I'm skeptical of it. I don't think it's a real thing, but I've always wanted to try a session just for whatever, and just try.
I want to try it too, but it's like $500 a session. I don't want to try it.
Wow.
Somebody just unzipped their pants. What?
No, I was zipping up my
Yeah,
blood testing machine.
sure.
That was his
Yeah.
testing machine. Yep.
Okay. I got one of those. That's my blood pressure thing my Bobby out there.
You mean
That
your
was my
blood sugar or blood pressure?
blood sugar.
Blood pressure. He has
Now
the
that-
blood sugar. I have the blood pressure. I got to do it every morning.
Oh,
I was
cool, Angie.
Nice. I'm gonna have to watch it. AZ, what you been up to, man? You back from California?
Yeah, he was in California. He took the 3 and he was going to fly in California.
I've been hearing a lot of bad shit about that 3.
Well, one thing I've heard recently about it is it's having issues with the GPS connecting.
Really?
In Jim's stream, I think it was either Jim or Matt's stream last week, somebody was saying, I know Lon said he had issues with it connecting. And then somebody else in the chat said that it was disconnecting during flight and they got scared because they almost lost it.
It's like a $3,500 drone. I would be scared too.
Well, the one AZ has is the $5,000 one.
Yep.
Oh, you got the city?
Yeah.
You got the Cine with the controller and everything. Yep.
And I think that smart controller is what, $1,400 for the new one?
Yep. $1,400.
Wait a minute. Wait. Now with the smart controller, if Dave can or AZ can say this, what OS does it have?
3.
What?
It's running
the operating.
OcuSync 3.
No, I'm not worried about the OcuSync.
He's
I
talking
know
about the operating
operating.
system, right?
Oh,
I'm talking
operating
about
system?
operating system. Yeah, I want to know what
It's
OS it has. That's what I want to know.
well, OcuSync 3 is the operating system is
No, it ain't.
OcuSync 3.
No, no.
No.
Windows 10, Windows 11, that's an operating system.
Well,
AZ.
I would imagine it came out with 10.
Well, the smart controller that we have, Paul, I
Yep.
think it's on like Windows 7 or Windows 8. It's really, it's not good.
He said I didn't. Yes, and I didn't fly too damn windy. And yeah,
Yeah.
California's wind is just constant.
is.
At least where I lived at, it was always windy all the freaking time.
Especially on the coast. Yeah. Fucking really bad.
But I haven't seen no
where-
videos which. Sorry, Tim. Go on, Tim. Sorry.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just gonna say I haven't seen no videos which have took my breath away. Yeah, Maverick 3.
Yeah,
Me
you know,
neither.
like anticipation. Everybody's anticipating it's going to be like wow, and they just get a
That's
oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, nothing which by A2S or anything like that could have done the same.
I think the Maverick 2 Zoom could do a lot of shit that the Air 2S can do too, but nobody's bringing up the Air Maverick 2 Zoom anymore. There was one other person that did a video the other day comparing them, and he said that they compared pretty straight on the Air 2S and the Maverick 2 Zoom, pretty close. Same sensors, same everything.
Well, some drones just, when the new ones come out, people just want to forget about the old ones. It's just like the Mini 1. That was a great drone, took great video, but as soon as the Mini 2 came out, it was like everybody hated the Mini 1 then.
Well,
The
that's the
only
same
was with the
thing I
Mini
don't
1.
Understand.
It's the Wi-Fi.
I don't-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the,
right,
the
exactly.
enhanced Wi-Fi versus the OcuSync was the
I
difference.
don't
Yeah.
understand why they made an SE and then still Wi-Fi, and then they got the Mini 2 with the OcuSync. I don't understand.
Well,
why
because
they-
the SC was their way of getting into the market of
Budget.
$200-$300 drones.
Yeah, the low end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it cheap. Keep
Because
Yeah.
think about it. If you want to buy a $300 drone, would you rather buy a Mini 1 or a freaking Holly Stone? That's probably
Yeah.
not going to be nearly as great as far as stability and.
Well,
Yeah.
Holy Stone is like a headless, isn't it? So yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is a lot of the $200-$300 drones, they'll say that they have gimbals, but they really don't.
And they
And
don't.
the video looks like straight shit.
Yeah, I started out with a Mini 1. That's what I started. Well, actually, I started out with another drone. It's funny as fuck. It went about 20 meters and went. That's all it would do.
I do get some of the budget drones though. I do enjoy them.
I like some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I got all the bugs I have. I like them ones I do.
Oh, I want a bug so bad, man, because I've seen the reviews and everything. I gotta have one. What's the bugs that looks like a Phantom?
Bugs 3.
Bugs 3. I want.
Yeah, I got
that.
one.
Like, that's the thing is the bugs aren't the best drones out there, but there is a huge following for them.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
one.
There it is, right there.
That's the one I want, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get it.
I mean, they're
It's like
definitely.
150 over here, 200.
Well, another great drone that was good at its time, and not running OcuSync, was the little DJI Spark.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the air.
Yep.
There's
The
still
Bugs
a lot
3
of
though has
people
got no compass, no oh god. What's the thing which positions you? No GPS.
No GPS.
GPS, so it's headless.
What do you mean?
Well,
headless?
it's like flying in Addy mode all the time. It's just
Yes.
Yeah, you're always going like this. You're not
But
stabilized.
it does do great banks
Yeah,
and spins, and it's a fast drone, really fast.
like I said, they're not the best drones in the world, but there's a big following for those drones.
Yeah,
what I would
Yeah.
compare it to, Justin, like how they say headless and you got all that shit. The drones today, it would be FPV mode. That's when you're like Addy and you're like,
Right. It's like taking off with your DJI with no satellite connection.
right. And back then they call it headless or Addy, whatever. Like my Maverick 2 Zoom, it you can put it on FPV mode through the smart controller. So you can go and lose all that shit. I'm like, whoa. Okay, put it back. All right. But yeah. I love that damn thing.
But the Spark is still a popular drone. A lot of people, Matt still flies the crap out of that. Matt
Spark
Northeast.
is-
Yeah,
they
I mean,
should
it's
have
still.
a Spark 2, man. Spark 2.
Oh wow, I got Angie. She wished she saved her money. on that FPV or
Yeah, she's got the DJI FPV.
DJI? Yeah.
Does she? Oh, that's
I've
right.
got it, but I
her
haven't
video.
flown it yet.
Yeah, I saw her video. She had. Good on you.
I mean, if you want, like, if you don't want to build your own drone, but you want good cinematic footage or like fast darting footage, like the FPV, that DJI FPV is a good one.
Yeah.
Just because it has all those safety features built in. If you're
Yeah.
not really wanting to get into FPV, but you want to get some FPV type cinema shots, that's a perfect drone for that.
But you can take it out of cinematic and go into FPV too.
Right, but I mean that's what I'm saying though. It's like it's a good hybrid drone for somebody that doesn't really want to get into FPV, but they want some fast, quick, cool shots flipping around and doing, you know,
Yeah.
because one of the biggest things that has that abort button, you can hit it and it will stop that drone instantly.
Really?
Tracks, yeah, it has
Yeah.
an abort button.
I never. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of videos on it because I was too. I wanted to buy it. That's why I don't watch videos.
Comes to a screaming halt, doesn't it, Justin?
Yeah, from what the videos I've seen and people have said, that thing stops almost on a dime.
Mm.
Like if
Dang.
you think you're going to hit a wall or you think you're going to smack into the ground or something, you can hit it and
You
it'll just
remember-
stop and hover.
You remember when the Air 2 first came out? I bought it brand new,
I did
and
too.
it fucking when it came towards you, and you know how you have it on sports mode, the reaction time wasn't really good, and it was like woof. It went right past you. I was like, holy
Yeah, 'cause
crap!
it put its brakes on, but the centrifugal force just kept it going.
It just kept it going. Oh my god, man! I nearly shat myself a couple times. I think with that Air 2, I think I flew it about 10 times. I did a nice cinematic. I think I got it on my channel, but I did a nice cinematic flight with it. But holy crap, that thing scared me. Good flyer, really steady. And really
My
good.
biggest thing getting into like the self-build FPVs and stuff is I know myself and I don't have the patience for that.
I got 2 to build.
I just don't. I get so pissed off just working on a car. I'm one of those typical dads that'll be out
I
there. using
love
every
working
cuss
on
word.
cars.
I'll be using every
Give me a
cuss word
car.
under the book just to take that change of air filter.
You give me a car, I'll love to work on that. You give me a drone, I'm gonna shit for weeks. You know what I mean? I got 2 to build. Steve did the bodies for it. They look like bumblebees. They're about like that. They look like bumblebees. The old. I'll go get them because I gotta go get another beer.
Oh yeah.
Tim, AZ
Yeah.
said, "Oh, smart controller is on Android 10."
Android 10. There you go. Fuck. What? Why can't they just do an update on the first smart controller and update the fucking OS?
Because the hardware and the smart controller is kind of outdated. That's why.
Yeah, but this is software. I'm saying
Because the hardware in the first smart controller, I think they said was already 2 or 3 years old before they even released it. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like the iPad, using the iPad Mini 4 to fly now. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the CPU just can't handle it. It's too much with all the newer softwares and everything. I would like to see a smart controller with iOS on it from Apple. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I've been saying that for a long time though.
What was
Because,
that?
I mean,
I'm sorry.
You think that because DJI always talks about how their drones run better off Apple, it'd be cool to see a smart controller with an iOS system in it instead of Android.
No,
Why?
I don't like Apple.
Right, but from my personal experience and just over the last year watching people, it seems like Android, they've had a lot of issues with it running on Android, the DJI Fly app. Versus I've never
iPhone
had any
8.
issues.
I got the iPhone 8 within 3 months. I got it brand new. Spent a lot of money on it. And it blue screen within 5 months.
Yeah, but that's not
5 months.
something that's super
Right.
common though. You just happen to get a
Here, I'll show you which one I had up.
I had my A2S flyaway, didn't I? First flight,
well, that's what I'm saying.
because of Android.
And the thing is too, is like my experience between using Android and Apple, it always seemed like to me, this is just my personal opinion, the apps always have seemed to run better on Apple than they have on Android.
But then I'm still running Android. I don't like Apple.
Brand new phone, brand new iPhone 8, blue screen within, I think it was 3 months. I know they have a lifetime warranty on them, don't they? I'm pretty sure they do. I still got my my Apple ID. Still got all that crap.
Well, don't ever buy Apple Care anyway, because they'll just tell you that they can't fix it and sell you a new one. And you're better off
You know
taking
which,
you're better off taking it to a mom and pop phone fix. You know,
Yeah.
you know which one I had before this was the which I think it was the best one out. iPhone the 5.
And
It
you know
was
what's
really thick. It was thick and it was like sturdy in your hand. You know what I mean?
and you know what's actually the better thing about iPhones versus Android, if they do break, it's actually a lot cheaper to fix an Apple phone than it is like a
You
Samsung.
just trade it in. Yeah.
Well, no, I can go to the store here and get a new screen for like 60, $70 on my Apple iPhone 10. But if I go and take a Samsung S20 in there, it's like $200-300 to get a new screen.
Mm. Well,
Like-
I bought this brand new. I think it cost me about $1,300 when it first came out because I don't go on plans. So I buy the phone and I get prepaid. And somebody told me that it's like a lifetime warranty, but I
Hey,
haven't
Cody.
been back. I haven't been back. But I fucking
But that's the thing about that though. Even though it blue screen, there's still people out there who buy that phone just because they'll use it for parts or whatever.
because of the gold in it. Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. Is iPhones have a good resale value even if they're older because they'll either want it for parts or they'll want it to take the precious metals out of it. There's a bunch of reasons they'll want it.
I got two. Well, altogether, I got about 20 cell phones. I just keep them because of the gold value in them. But I got the 5S, which was, I reckon, the best one. It was the iPhone 5. It's the thick one, and it was small and compact. I fucking loved it. But then I got that one because I thought, yeah, hey, this is really good.
Got that?
You know?
Justin, well, hadn't she said she wasn't impressed with the quality of the FPV drone?
Well, I mean, it's like any other product. To each your own. You know what I'm saying? Some
Mm.
people love it, some people hate it.
Okay, yeah. And thanks, AZ. Hey, Corey, how you doing, buddy?
Very. I
What
mean, that's
I didn't like
definitely
about
true.
Apple, what I didn't like, I'm sorry, just what I didn't like about Apple, okay? I had this phone, and it was about a week after I did it. Now I had an Apple iPad. I had one of these, but it wasn't an Apple. It was a another device I had. I forget what it is. Anyway, I couldn't transfer that music onto here because it wasn't Apple. I didn't like it.
There's actually apps for doing that, though.
I tried those apps, and no. The only way you can put music on that is through was it iTunes? I'm like, fuck. I had like 1 gigabyte of what was
You can have Spotify as well.
oh, you got Spotify, but you can't download it, I don't think.
Spotify,
Well,
you can.
you just re-download the app on the new phone and log into your account. Should have all your stuff automatically.
Now what I had was a separate device, and I had it all on that one, and I wanted to transfer it all over there.
Oh, she said she was impressed.
Yeah, sorry, that's what
Okay.
I'm
I
reading.
was impressed. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, you know, a lot of FPV guys, you know, bashed the crap out of that drone when it first came out, but then a lot of them started falling in love with it because they found a kind of a use for it. You know, there was something a GPS drone couldn't do, but then there might be stuff that, you know, their FPV drone might not be able to do.
Yeah, that's my reading again.
Right.
And then people, you know, obviously love the DJI goggles. They freaking love
Oh, they look like bugs. Yeah. Looks like a fly. going back in the 80s with what's the name, Goldblum with the flying.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
Small Town Ariel said, each
yeah,
drone has a specific use.
exactly. You know, it
Well,
depends what you're doing.
That's what I always say. Every drone that you buy, it's all about case scenario, what you're going to use it for. That's what it's all about.
I'm very curious to see what DJI's second generation on that drone is going to look like.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the Phantom 5. Everybody's saying it's not coming out. I believe it is.
I don't know.
Because there's been so much input from the GPS side of people on that drone and so much input from the FPV drones side, for that drone. If DJI actually takes all that information and listens to it, I could imagine the second generation is going to be even more. It's going to be really good.
Oh, Justin, this is what Steve, I got 2 of these. Looks like a bumblebee, don't it? That's what I got to build.
Oh yeah, I remember you showing that like a month or 2 ago. I think you had
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did about 2 of them. Now I got 2 of them to build them. He goes, "Oh, it'll give you something to do." I'm like,
Hey, come you're off work tomorrow, then, Tim?
the job got canned.
Oh,
I think it's about rain, probably.
are you just
I
off
do
the one
gotta-
day, or?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow this job got canned, but I'll be back on the other job Thursday. I gotta set up and just stand there and look like a dick.
Right. But be back now.
I saw somebody's video the other day and they said it was an FPV drone and they clocked it at like 300 and some miles an hour.
What? Mach 1? What?
Yeah, it was like insanely fast. I don't know if I can find it. I just ran across it, but I didn't watch the video. I just saw the intro for it.
That's Mach 1, isn't it? 300? I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know. I think that's more around like 600 or 700, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Half of the, yeah. I'm glad I didn't buy the Maverick. Yeah. Did you hear the Maverick S is coming out, or Maverick 3S? What is it? Maverick 3S.
Oh, where the hell is that video at?
That's coming
Oh,
out.
it says 316 miles per hour. And it was posted 2 weeks ago. I'll put the link in the chat.
That's crazy. Fuck me. Why would you want to drone that quick?
Question is, why wouldn't you?
Oh, well, god damn.
Can you imagine the video of that thing shooting straight up from the ground?
Oh, man.
It was like that video Marcel was showing us where, I don't know if it was Marcel flying or the guy he was with, but when they did that.
Oh, rigger.
Yeah, that shot where they went straight up. I mean, it was just so quick. Could you imagine a drone that fucking fast doing that?
Oh. I'll be afraid. I'll be scared. Because if you want to put the brakes on it, the reaction time will be done. Maverick, the 2S? I thought it was Maverick 3S.
Yeah, I don't care how well built you think your drone is, your FPV drone, at that speed, I don't think anything would be left.
Oh,
You hit a wall or
know what to
something.
do. You wouldn't know what to do.
I'm saying if you hit a wall or something at 300 and some miles an hour, I don't care if it's a carbon fiber frame, that thing's probably going to be in pieces.
Oh, yeah, it'll be done. It'll be done. 509. Oh my God, you're kidding me. Holy crap.
Yeah, what was it, 500 something kilometers or something?
Yeah, kilometers and 316 miles per hour.
I can imagine that. I can imagine it has a very short battery span.
Oh,
Amount of power to push that quick.
that is crazy. It looks like, well, it's a wing. So there you go. But god damn. Oh, it's that one. It looks like a Matrice. Get out. No way.
I'm trying to watch it, but they keep putting freaking Back to the Future clips through the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm watching it now. I want to see.
Oh, okay. The Matrice is taking it up, and it's going to let it go.
Oh, it's kind of doing like a U.S. Air Force where the Boeing drops
Yeah,
it.
drops it, goes out.
That is pretty cool.
That is. It's pretty cool. They use the Matrice 300, I think it was.
Yeah, see, I didn't watch it the other day when I saw it. I just saw the thumbnail and the
Oh
title.
my god!
Yeah, I can imagine it's a very short flight though. It's
Oh
probably
my
like
god! Now he's
3,
going.
4. I imagine it's probably only 3 or 4 minutes. But yeah, but look how much distance he could cover at that
He's
speed.
getting a good distance. Yeah.
In 30 seconds, you're probably covering a mile or two.
Wow. Oh, stop showing them clips. You got fat sharks on.
Yeah, Mike, today
That's
is
crazy.
today is a salute to Pearl Harbor,
That's crazy.
beginning of World War.
Oh, December 7th.
Yep.
I forgot. Yeah.
And one of the statistics that I found interesting is of the 13 million men and women that served in World War II, only 240,000 of them are still alive today.
That's why during my long service, I'm going to go up to Darwin. They got actual buildings still with the shell rounds through them, and then they got all the lest we forget and all that. I got to get up there to see that.
Do you think they should go down there and get those guys out of those ships though, even after all these years? Or
No, I don't think so. Let them rest in peace.
They died where they died where they. what
And
they
you know,
were.
there's thousands and thousands of them that were buried at sea too. So
I don't know. I don't have a say in it.
I was just curious on what if anybody thought. Like,
I mean, if
well,
it
the
was-
other thing they're doing now is on the which is the big battleship out there that's the Monument.
isn't it the Arizona?
Is it the Arizona? And they're still allowing you as if you served on at the Arizona or any of those ships, you can be buried there at the Arizona.
Oh.
They
I
have a-
see, hey, Tim, down your way,
Yeah.
they said that I think some researchers down your way or whatever, they were saying that they figure they know where that MH3, 370 aircraft is now.
Yeah, they know exactly where it is, but nobody's saying anything. They haven't
Yeah.
shown any data on it.
I was correct. It was a USS Arizona.
Arizona.
That's the one where they have the memorial that's over top of the
Memorials
ship.
out there sitting in the harbor. Yep.
When I
Yeah.
was younger, it was still in service. I remember when they scuttlebutt it.
No. That wasn't the Arizona that you're thinking of. You might be thinking of the Oklahoma, but the
Oklahoma.
Arizona was dive bombed and sank right in Pearl Harbor during December 7th.
Oh yeah, it must have been. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
remember. I wasn't that young.
Well, that's the one where the memorial bridge goes out over to it. It's like a bridge that goes out to it, and yeah, you can
Oh.
see the top of the ship. Like it's only like 10 feet under the water.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Hey,
can see
is,
the top.
My buddy served on the what was it? The Ronald Reagan. Is that still going?
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. He served on that during the
That's an aircraft. That's a nuclear powered aircraft carrier.
when was
Have
it? I think it was during Desert Storm. I forget.
Have you seen the Gerald R. Ford though? That when that thing turns, oh my God, that thing goes up like this. It just, I mean, it almost looks like it's going to go completely sideways. But the way they designed it, it can handle that kind of turning.
Oh, he sent me pictures of inside, like the cafeteria, and I was like, I'm getting hungry and all that shit. I would send him. I would call him up. Two-fisted salute, Tim. Yeah, okay. Yeah, a lot of my friends. My buddy John, he was a Navy SEAL, but
Yeah, we got to thank all of those peoples for their
yeah.
service. You know.
Yeah, not the desk jockeys. No, I'm just kidding.
I wonder, Paul, you said there's 240,000 of them left.
Yep.
I wonder how many every year they're losing, because I mean, a lot of those people are in their 80s
Oh,
and 90s.
they're losing hundreds, if not thousands, every week because
Well, over here-
they're in their 90s. You know.
Yeah.
Over here, they just lost the last one from World War One. He was 108, I think.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, that's why you see a lot of guys out there doing all these documentaries right now, because they're trying to get as much memories from these people as possible for, to record history before all these people are gone.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there who are rushing out to get as many interviews as possible right now.
I think everybody involved in all the wars, I think, man, they're fucking heroic. I mean, like I said, desk jockeys, man, I'll take that back, because even the desk jockeys were code breakers. There were a bunch of people that helped throughout the wars. I'll put it that way.
What were the Cherokee guys called? They were the ones that did the code.
Code breaking.
Code
breaking.
Windwalker talkers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wind talkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it all in they did it all in Indian language, because nobody overseas had any idea how to speak it.
Yeah, good. Now I forget what ship he was on, but one of my friends were on the Ronald Reagan. I don't know what
Code talkers.
Code Talkers. That was a movie, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a
And,
movie they made about it.
Yeah. And then I know John was, I don't know what ship he was deployed from. He never told me. He wouldn't tell me crap. He would come back, just like got really silent.
I had a friend that was in the Navy for 10 years and never was on a ship one time.
Yeah, I know a lot of them. Yeah, I know a lot of them.
He just worked. He was out in a naval base in the middle of the desert for most of his 10 years.
That would suck. My buddy John, he used to get calls or beep. He had this beeper. He's retired. He retired when he was like 35, and he didn't stop going on missions until he was probably 45. They would just keep on calling him back. And John was always like that. He would just keep on going back. Well, he's my age and he still runs marathons. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's a health nut.
My dad served in World War II in the Navy in the Pacific, and he was on the Abner Reed that was sank due to dive bombers. The kamikazes.
Mm-hmm.
He was a chief
petty officer.
Chief petty officer in charge of the anti-aircraft guns that were on each side of the stacks of the destroyer. And those little buggers, he says, we shot a lot of them down, but one seemed to get in where the lockouts were, so you didn't swing too far to hit the stacks or whatever. There was one that was right on a bead and came in and hit right in midships where the took out the bridge and everything else, and the Abner Reed, and then they had to abandon ship, and they didn't have their life jacks on because it was hotter than hell, and they ran to the back, and my dad grabbed two of those empty caissons where they used to have the powders for the big guns, He
Yeah.
grabbed one under each arm and they floated around out there in the ocean for hours and hours and hours until they were picked up because the flotilla kept moving away and it would draw the aircraft away from them. Otherwise, they were strafing them in the water. And he survived. He survived.
Isn't it amazing though how much like we hated each other back in the day, and now they're one of our closest allies?
Yep.
Did you see them actually shaking? I think it was it 10 years ago or 20 years ago, where the one of the soldiers were actually shaking hands with the guy that kept them in a prison camp. That was pretty wild.
Oh, I just watched a video not too long ago. A guy just did a documentary recently where it was one of the islands out in Japan that two of the guys from the Navy, they were part of the invasion of that small island.
Yeah.
And then they brought in two of the Japanese soldiers that were stationed on that island.
Oh,
Actually had fought each other, but it was so humbling watching because these guys all four of these guys just walked up to each other and just immediately started hugging and talking. And it was just an amazing thing to see, you know. But in their old age, they know how to, you know, they let, you know, pass things go. And
well, you gotta understand every government is different. So you gotta, you know, like America, you're sworn into their rules and their government, and Japan and other countries are sworn into them. You know what I mean? So.
but what was crazy is when these guys, the U.S. Navy, invaded this island, the war was already over, but all the Japanese soldiers on this island didn't know that the war was over because nobody ever contacted them and told them. So they had to fight their way into the island in order to let these guys know, hey, you guys, the war's over. You guys are done. Like, you can come out now. We're not going to kill you. But, you know, they were fighting because they thought it was still going on. So they weren't surrendering, even though the U.S. Navy was dropping leaflets and stuff saying, look, it's over. You guys can come out. We'll take you guys home. But there was a lot of, you know, officers and stuff that committed suicide because they thought it was still going on and they didn't want to give up.
It's like Vietnam, you know, and there's people probably, well, I don't know if they're still alive, but they might be, that Americans are still over there and they can't even understand English anymore because that's where they stayed.
For anybody that might be interested, I put a link to the documentary
I love that one.
that was done about Lynn's father, World War II history in Europe.
I love that one.
It's a great, it's one of the last things he did before he died. He never wanted to talk about it, but he finally said he needed to talk about it. So a team came in to videotape him and then add footage to it. So
it's
all about her father or what?
that's her father. Yep.
Cool.
It's an hour long. It's an hour long, but I guarantee it's captivating. You just sit there. I sat back here and I just watched it I watched it about 2 or 3 times because I think I missed it when I went to the bathroom. So I watched it like about 3 times and wow.
I love military history.
And they did. I think the documentary team did a great job on putting that together too.
Especially when he was telling the points of interest when it was
happening. Yep.
When he got shot and wow. Fucking amazing.
Yep.
That's why I think Lenny should do a documentary like this.
No, she won't do it, but
I understand the reasons. Yeah. But still, it would be awesome. Maybe even, you know them old tape recorders. You sit there and you hit record and you talk to it.
She won't do it.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I told her she needs to document everything she did during her years of service, and I think the one thing that pisses her off and other females that were in the Army is that to this day, the Pentagon and the White House will never tell you that there were women in combat in Vietnam.
Oh, they won't.
And she was a helicopter attack pilot in Vietnam.
It's the same thing. No shit of a lie. Same thing. The history books. How many history books actually tell you that a black man served on the army regiments in Civil War.
Well, honestly,
How
a lot
many?
of them they had separate.
Exactly.
They
But
were
not a lot of
segregated.
history books tell you. Not a
Now,
lot of history books
if they
tell you.
hadn't have done that movie about it, you wouldn't have known that as
Right.
much as we
That's
do
what I'm
now.
saying.
You know, the
That's
Black
right.
Regiment. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were all segregated by. you
And they
know,
were good, man. They were fucking good soldiers, man. And yeah, you won't ever know about that unless you saw the movie or if you read into the history. Man,
Well, I had a stepbrother and I had a couple other friends, back in high school and stuff that were kind of, racist. Well, let's just say
Yeah.
they were racist. And
oh,
after
I
going
grew
in
up
the
in the
military,
racist era. Yeah.
well, I'm saying after going in the military and spending time with all the different people and, going overseas and everything to Afghanistan and stuff, they came back a different person
Oh yeah,
as
they
far as
would.
their thinking of
Well,
that.
you learn what brotherhood really is when you put your life in their hands and they put their life in your hands, you know?
Well, that's what they teach you in basic training, and you got to put each other in your hands. And yeah, I grew up
Everybody
in
bleeds red.
the 80s. It's crap.
Hey, Rob, did you see that documentary that of Lynn's dad?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
I reckon Lenny should do that for. Yeah.
Good luck telling her that.
Oh, I've told her. I was like, I've asked her like just even recordings, before she.
I told her
Passes
even if
away
she
or
were to
whatever.
write it down.
Right. Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
So Tim's talking about like recording it all and then after she passes.
Well, that's right. Writing it down. I said, you write it down, seal it in a safe deposit box for after you're gone, Nope.
What's
Nope.
that, Lynn's life?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, but there's reasons why, and I understand. I talked to her about it, and I really understand. But
Well, there's some guys out there that are willing to spill everything and tell you, like, because there's tons of Navy SEALs that have come forward and wrote books and stuff. And then there's other Navy SEALs that don't want to talk about anything,
well,
It's
that's
just
like my buddy. He won't talk about any goddamn thing. And then I had another buddy. Well, it wasn't my buddy. He was like my big brother. If you remember the Marine barracks that got blown up in the Panama, I think it was like 83, 84. Anyway, we talked a week before he went. And then a week later, that's when the Marine barracks got blown up. And we were asking him questions. I was like 11 years old, I think it was at the time, 12. And he goes, I can't talk about that, Tim. And then he would never talk anything about him going in or whatever. And then a week later, he was dead. That's when the Marine barracks got blown up in Panama. And what was it? What happened?
Yeah, because I've had
Lenny
tons of
probably
friends.
knows about it. Lenny probably remembers it. It's when the guys drove a truck into the Marine barracks in Panama.
Detonated it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had friends come back, some don't want to talk about it. And then there's some that will just tell you everything. They'll be like, yeah, we were driving and my buddy got hit by an IED. Like I'm not going to say nobody gets affected by it, but there are some people that can handle that mentally.
Paul, check the chat.
My best friend, he came back from Desert Storm, which I was supposed to go into. I had 5 friends that went in Desert Storm. 3 of them came back. One of my good friends, he became a what the hell is it called? A warden, not a warden. Security
Angie
officer.
was asking about Lynn.
And my God, man, he's lost it. He's lost it.
Angela, what we're talking about is I posted up there a documentary about Lynn's dad's story during World War II, which they did a documentary about him and interviewed him. And of course, Lynn and I were standing there the whole time that he was talking. And
You were there in the room.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we were behind the cameras. And
Wow.
the whole thing is just the reason we're talking about World War II and military service is today is December the 7th, 1941 was when Pearl Harbor was attacked. and it pretty much thrust the world into World War II.
Was it today? Was it?
Yep, December the 7th.
It's
Oh,
my
wow.
both of my sister-in-laws, they're twins. They were born today, so I gotta send them.
Remember how, Paul, like a couple weeks ago, we were talking about China and the hypersonic and all that?
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing a lot
I
of,
did.
well, I've been doing a lot of research on like Chinese military hardware over the last couple of weeks. And honestly, I'm not that worried.
No, me either.
I think that my biggest concern is that China, if something did pop off with China, my biggest concern is they would get their butts handed to them and get back to corner, and then they would use nukes.
Yeah.
My
because they don't
problem
have no
is
other option.
China here, America here, Australia here. That's my problem.
Yeah.
The Lost Girl Angela, yeah, that was very prevalent with Lynn's dad. He would not talk about, he had night terrors his whole life. Lynn could not have any of her friends over from school
Oh,
till
God
the
damn.
night, because of the way it affected him. And if you get a chance to watch that documentary, you'll understand some of
He
the
shows
things
it.
he witnessed that stayed with him his entire life.
He shows it in his how can I say it? Reaction. You can see it
Emotions,
from his
yeah.
body, his motions. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. You know, even at the end of the war, when the Germans were determined to surrender to the Allies, to the Americans, and he had to lead a bunch of guys to go out and meet a column of surrendering Germans with their families and everything, because they were so deathly afraid the Russians were killing them off left and right. The one story he tells at the end is how they were ordered to turn them over to the Russians. And they watched as the Russians raped, pillaged, killed, murdered all of them. We're talking about 10,000 or more people.
Yeah, it's crazy in there.
And they were ordered back to base, so they had to get back into their armored vehicles and head back to base, and they could hear the screams, and he lived with that.
Hey, but do we get any kind of thanks from Russia for pretty much saving them from starvation and stuff
Oh,
during
no.
World War II? No. We sent millions of clothing, boots, food, military equipment. I mean, we sent hundreds of millions of just MREs over there for them. Hundreds
I
of
can-
millions of clothes and boots. And
I can remember about 10 years ago, they found a Vietnam soldier still in the jungle, didn't they?
Yep.
Still running around thinking he was in the war. He was in like his 80s or 90s.
Yeah, they're
He's-
still over there, Rob. They don't know how
Yeah.
to speak English anymore. They don't know how to.
Yes.
They were in
His whole
survival.
life.
Yeah.
You know, he went
POW. POWs, man.
I did not
And
hear
they
about
think
that.
they-
That's crazy.
They might have escaped like 10 years ago. They probably thought the war just ended a month ago. They don't know.
Yeah, you know, he went into the jungle at like 19 and he was found under the age of, I think it was 87,
Yep.
you know, or whatever.
Yeah, and his last wife was a monkey. No, I'm just kidding. That's fucked up.
So he literally was just running around the,
He was living deep in the jungle because
Jungle,
he
yeah.
thought everybody else was out to kill him because he was an American soldier.
That was about 6 months ago. No, a year ago.
Wow.
Year
I did
ago.
not hear about that. I'm going to have to look that up later. I did
I
not
know,
hear-
I'm on about a Vietnam soldier.
I think it
they
was
found.
about. Yeah, I think it was about a year ago, Justin. That,
This was about 10 years ago, I can remember them
oh, was it? 10
finding
years?
one.
There he is.
It might have seemed like a year ago, Tim, but
But see,
It
that's
might have
just
been.
the same
Well,
as what I was
it's all a
saying.
year, Paul.
But see, that's what I was saying. That's the same thing with those Japanese on that island. You know, the war had already been over for like 6 months or a year, and they still.
And
thought
they
it
cut,
was
yeah.
going on.
they
Nobody
were
tells
still
them,
they were
nobody
still
knows.
in their bunkers. Yep.
Yep, they were
Yeah.
hiding in their bunkers and thinking it was still
Wow.
going on.
Wow. That's the thing about Lenny's dad's video. What got me is like, I'm sorry, he was a hell of a guy. I mean, if you listen to one part, I think it starts out like this, Paul. tell me if I'm wrong, but he was trying to get to this commanding officer, and he was at one field,
Yep.
and he was way over in another field, and he made it there, but on the way he was drawing fire towards him, and he that's when he got shot, I think, Paul.
Yep. Yep.
And he kept on running and running and running. He got to the commanding officer, and he told him, he goes, they're over there in that briar patch, and that's where they turned all the guns in.
That's
how
where the
they,
mortars were coming from. Yep.
right.
Look at that thing in World War II where they
Far
stopped.
out.
Was it Christmas Day and had a game of football?
Oh, they stopped. They stopped there. No, that's the
That's World War
Anzacs.
One.
World
That's
War
the
One, was it?
Anzacs too. Anzacs. They
Stopped
stopped.
and had a game of football.
Yep, and they had a game of rugby. That was the Anzacs, I'm pretty sure.
AJDS.
Yep.
Game of rugby, and then went back to fighting each other the next
And
day.
they went back the next day. Yeah.
It's like
Pretty
hanging
cool.
with
War,
Jesus.
war is hell, but it's in a way, it's a sad salvation of what we know today.
Yeah, it's like JD said. It's sad that a few people in power ever let it come to man combat.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if anybody would like to go ahead and that link is still in the chat.
Hey, and it's a beautiful video. He goes really in depth, and you can tell by his facial, like
His emotions.
he's reliving it. He's reliving it, the whole video, I reckon. It should be, I shared it on my timeline a year and a half ago, a year ago, 6 months ago.
Well,
I
it's like
shared it on my timeline.
it sucks when some of these people don't want to talk about it. I understand why they don't, but at the same time, it's like, I think it's good to do it anyway, just for the simple fact so it can be recorded in history.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's
as much as you don't want to do it, I think in the long run, it helps people understand what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's,
What do people say? If you don't remember history, you're bound to repeat it.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, my uncle, he came back from Vietnam in 78 when they said it was done in 74. He was still doing recons. Never talked about it. He just passed away 2 years ago of a major stroke or whatever. And he never forgot about it. But I remember going in the kitchen and seeing a jar of ears. He brought his M16 back inside of a stereo. There's just things, but he would never talk about it. And I still remember he had what's a machete, whatever the fuck it was. You know, the old oak tables? He had a big oak table, kitchen table. And he heard a backfire, and he chopped into the oak table. I still remember it. And I think I was like 7 years old at the time. And
Yeah, well, something clicked. You heard that backfire and it clicked. It was like
Yeah.
he was probably in his mind was right back in combat again.
but he never talked anything. He did 3 tours and never talked. He was a what the hell they call it? Ranger. Yeah, he was a ranger. Never talked about it. Or no, not a ranger. He was a Green Beret. He never talked about it at all. So it was like, what is it, equivalent of a Navy SEAL? I don't know. Or the Army. It's a good video, Angela. You'll like it.
Yeah,
Maybe
then I
sit
just
there with your mom. You and your mom watch it. It's an hour long, like I said, but it's worth watching.
Yeah.
Captivating, I reckon. I reckon it is. I don't know.
Yep. So December the 7th, 1941 is when what we're honoring here, and all of the heroes that served in all the wars, you know?
All of them. Lest we forget.
That's right.
And children, don't smoke.
Lest we forget.
Yeah, lest we forget, don't smoke, children.
Don't smoke or drink.
Don't
'Cause you end up
ever
like
pick
Tim.
that.
Don't
Don't ever pick that cigarette up, Tim. When I was 10 years old,
And
Yeah.
don't pick it up.
And don't pop the lid on a beer can
Yeah.
or snort any air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, when you were 12 years old, don't do that line. They might have chopped it up for you, but don't do that fucking line.
Yeah.
Avoid all the chocolate and the fast crisps because you'll end up like me.
Oh, fucking chocolate, man. Oh my god.
Uh,
You know, over here they got a thing called cherry ripe, Rob.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh.
And when you get old, you end up like Paul.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
What are we? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Exactly.
and that's what we are. Good,
Yep.
bad, and ugly. There you go. I'm the
Yeah.
ugly part. Oh, good.
You know, speaking of not forgetting history, you know, this is one of the reasons why Germany has adopted a philosophy with like old Jewish, you know, like Auschwitz and all that, of keeping that stuff,
Auschwitz. Yeah.
because they don't want to forget what happened. See, that's why I was really upset when they were doing that in the US. They were getting rid of all these, you know, Civil War monuments and stuff.
Mhm.
It's like, that's part of history. You can't just erase it and forget about it and think it never happened. I mean, those are reminders so you remember.
My
Whether you
history
agree with it or
teacher.
not.
My history teacher. All you had to do is like start talking about it. This is why I liked her, because you start talking to her, and when she was younger, she remembers in Germany when the tanks came through the town and they had to like go underneath to the basement and shit like that. I loved her, and awesome. Just the information, what's it called? Conversation that you could have with her. I love history. I took history 1, history 2, American history, and she was amazing. The stories that she could tell you, unreal.
Well, that's the thing, is people these days think they can just erase history by getting rid of monuments. It's not the
It's
case.
here.
You have to remember this stuff so you can learn from it. If you don't want slavery, don't try to hide your past about it. Learn from it. Because hiding it isn't going to change anything. I mean, it happened, and you might as well just learn from it.
I would love Lenny to do a verbal documentary. She don't have to show her face, just talking to a tape recorder. Wow. You know, and not for it to come out until after she passed or down the road or whatever. There he is. That's the man right there. Battle
At
of
that
the Bulls.
time, and I could hardly get into it. It's just like a blanket sewed up. The officers had nice plush ones, but we didn't. Cold. It was just so cold. You can't believe it. And I
That's
carried
the
me
part I
up
was talking
31
about, Paul.
years,
Yeah.
but I was never as cold as I was in the Battle of the Bulge. Guys not moving in the morning, you go over and they're froze to death. I'm serious. They're froze to death overnight. You go to bed at night, say, please let me wake up in the morning. It's the first guy you see that you say, well, is today our day? You look forward to getting killed every day you got up.
What year was that filmed, Paul? Like, what year did they make that?
That was filmed in like three years ago, I think it was.
So he just recently passed away, or what?
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of it.
Hang on, I'm going to shut that down.
He passed away last year. No, 2 years. It's 2 years, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, about 2 years. Well, let me see if it says on the credits.
I think it's 2 years.
Sorry to change the subject. I put a link in the chat. The new goggles which you can fly your camera drones with.
The what? Well, you can fly them with the Fat Sharks, the DJI, and What are
this
you-
is just a cheap.
really?
How
Like-
much are they?
I'm not sure, but it's an alternative. I seen a
I'm
video
gonna
on him yesterday. A girl
check
was
it
doing
out,
it with her Evo and things.
I'll check it out now. Hold on.
You put your phone in them. You know, it's not one of them like VR things. It's
They're
I don't know. You put your phone in there, the thing comes out, and it makes like a real big screen.
they're box goggles, Justin.
Oh yeah, those are the ones that are only like 20, 30 bucks, aren't they?
Yeah, no, they're different to them ones because they've got
Now-
two screens in them.
Wait a
okay.
minute. Now, this is what I want to ask, Rob. You know the goggles that comes with your Tiny Hawk 2?
Yes.
Can you put them to other drones?
I don't know. Never tried.
I gotta try that. I gotta try
Bill,
that.
Bill died on April the
Mega
4th,
hurt.
2019. So
Okay.
it was done like a year before him. So it would have been 2018
Oh, huh.
when they
Uh,
made that documentary.
Oh, they're only $169. That's not bad.
Oh wow! I didn't realize they were that much.
That's still not bad compared to a pair of DJI goggles.
It's not bad at all for that price. Thanks for that, Rob. Check that
Works
out.
with DJI and other camera drones, 4 times higher resolution than split screen VR.
5.4 or
Works with full videos, 360 movies, and AR apps.
okay. All right.
Compatible with all smartphones. That's not bad for the price. That's still a good price.
Hey,
How
Paul,
you doing, Paul?
I'm gonna bail out here on you, so
Paul, don't leave, man. No,
yeah, I'm gonna try and call the hospital again.
Yeah.
I gotta go see her this afternoon and stuff. So
Yeah, you got an
Let
appointment
us-
for what, 2
let us know
o'clock?
how it goes. Let
Well,
us know
no,
how it
that-
goes, Paul.
yeah, 3 o'clock, but you
3
know,
o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, you tell Bonnie, you give her all the love you can from all of us.
Oh yeah, for sure. No
Yeah.
doubt about it. Yeah. So I will. So, anyways, guys, y'all have a good one. I'll catch you guys later. Okay.
See
Okay.
you later, Paul.
Take
Okay.
care, Paul.
Okay. Bye.
Right, here's a better video of it, I think.
I don't know why the hell I'm up right now.
What time is it there?
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lynn is very proud of his father for coming forward and making that video, that documentary. And
Did she tell him to make that video?
no, he always told everybody that he didn't want to talk about it. He'd let everybody know when. And about a year before he died, he contacted Lynn, says, "I think I'm ready to tell my story."
Well, you know, I've noticed that with a lot of older vets like that. It seems like right when they know they're getting to about the end of their life, that's when they'll want to talk about
Yeah.
it. They know that
Yeah, 'cause
that's
he was in a facility for seniors, and he just decided that the time had come, and he probably, like you say, Justin, knew that his
That's-
days were numbered, and he wanted to get it out.
That's what I was about to say. He knew. He must
because
have.
honestly, I mean, you never know. Link could do that at that point when she's ready. You know what I'm saying? You just never know.
She might.
And some people
I
might
don't know.
not.
She's a pretty stubborn woman.
But I think Lynn has a lot more. Not to put him down in any way. Oh my God, Battle of the Balls and the video that he's done. But I think, in true honesty, that she has a lot more to tell.
Oh,
in
I'm,
what she
I'm
did.
sure she
Oh
would. I mean,
God, yeah.
she shared a few things with some people about.
Yeah, she told me a couple. Well, wow.
When she was grabbed off the streets in Vietnam and tortured for
Oh, don't say
24 hours
it.
before a fast response team came in, and then she spent 9 months in Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany as they're putting her back together again. And yeah,
Yeah,
It's
I was gonna
incredible
say,
what
let's
she's
not-
been through.
I was gonna say let's not talk about that part. Yeah. She's told me a couple of things, and my God, that's
Well,
why
yeah,
I told Lenny, I said, "You're my what did I say? You're my modern day hero." I asked her for a signed photo of her in her fatigues outfit. uniform.
Yep.
And
Yep.
she said she'll send it to me. I'm still waiting for it. Come on, Lenny.
Her pilot uniform. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, she was also in a lot of different like branches and areas of the
Oh yeah,
military.
she
went to
after she
Army,
left the army, she
Air
went to
Force.
work at the Pentagon. She
Yeah.
was in Department of Investigative Services, which is one rung above the ladder of NCIS.
She done what most men dream of.
She worked on Ruby Ridge, worked on Jeffrey Dahmer. She worked on.
She's a hero.
She
She's a
worked
hero.
She worked on the Oklahoma City bombings and a lot of other things. She put a lot of bad people away, and in fact, whenever anything changed with those people, whether they were going to be released or they died, they notified her so that she was aware.
I reckon she's a hero. She's my hero because my brother's been in the Air Force for 25 years, never saw
Combat.
He went, never saw combat. He was he retired a colonel, and but he went through the Air Force Academy and went through all that. So yeah, all thumbs up to him. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
But he never saw combat. And this is a lady that saw combat pretty much every goddamn day of her
Yeah,
life.
and,
you know what I mean?
and who never served in Vietnam, according to them, the official Pentagon papers.
Well,
Right.
you know, there's some people that can go through the military for 10 years and have a where you consider a boring career. They were just a cook on a ship and never did anything.
Well, like you said,
So they don't
you
really
had a
have
friend of
enough.
yours. Like you said, you had a friend of yours that served 10 years in the Navy and was never on a ship.
Yeah, he never did anything spectacular, as far as I know. He never.
Yeah,
said
but
anything.
everybody played a role. You know, that's the
Right,
thing
right.
about this.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying some people just don't have
There's-
stories to tell because they never did anything.
Well, put it this way: in a ladder, you don't have one step, right? You have many rings getting up that ladder.
Well,
They
the thing
all
the thing
gotta-
of it is, the interesting start to Lynn's whole military career was she went in and she trained and became a fighter jet pilot. And you know those suits they wear when they're pulling the G's, it pushes the blood.
She told me about that. Yeah.
And
Be right back.
they didn't make them for women, Justin. So
Right.
every time she pulled G's, it was pushing parts of her that weren't supposed to be pushed in any direction. And so she complained about it, and they says, well, we just don't have any of those suits for women because they told her privately, it's because women aren't supposed to be flying attack jets anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
she ran into that kind of BS her entire military career.
Yeah.
yeah, it's completely different nowadays. Yeah, it was. But now, you know, with the F-22 and the F-35, they actually now your flight suit and your helmet are all customized and laser.
Yep.
You know, everything's
connected?
lasered. So
Everything fits perfect. Yeah.
right, everything's measured by lasers on your body, so everything fits to your body.
They're connected, aren't they? They're like actually connected full in one. But
You
they
should see
seal-
that. Oh my God, the interface with the F-35 though, with the helmet
Yep.
is insane. They can literally look around and see right through the plane. 300.
So it's like a 360.
Right, but when they're looking through the visor, the plane's not there. They can see everything around the plane,
Yeah.
like the
And
ground
the-
and everything.
The precursor to that, of course, was the helmets that Lynn used on the Cobra helicopters, you know, with the gun on the front and the missiles on the outriggers. And she said when she'd turn her head or whatever, she could see everywhere. And she, one thing she will admit, she loved blowing stuff up, fire those missiles.
You know the what's it called? When I do give it to my brother, he was in a sector of the Air Force that, you know, the ejection.
Yeah,
The
ejection
thing.
seat.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was the one that signed off on every one of them. And it was funny as hell. For 2 years, he was sending me pictures of inside jets. And he was sending me, I had a real thick album of all inside, all the jets and everything. And then the second year, he sent the last 6 of them. And then about 2 months later, he sent me a letter. No, he called me up and he goes, Tim, I'm sorry to tell you this, but can you give me them pictures and all the negatives to them pictures? Can you send them back to me? I was like, what do you mean to send them back to you? He goes, you can't
National
have,
security. Yeah.
yeah, you can't have them. I had to send them all back to him, all the negatives, all the pictures of inside the cockpits and everything that he took. And yeah.
Well, you know, the thing about life is it doesn't make a difference which country it is. We are surrounded by
spies.
heroes of war every day, or even the Cold War or regular war. The neighbor across the street that I went and put his Christmas lights on, he was on the ground crew out west for the SR-71 Blackbird that used to fly all the spy missions.
Wow.
And so he's got stories to tell, and he's very careful about what he'll tell about it. But he says everything they told you about the SR-71 Blackbird was true.
All the movies that I heard about Pearl Harbor, oh my God, they were right on our doorstep the whole friggin' time, you know. And wow. Well, have you seen that movie Midway yet?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Far out, you know. It's like
that's where my dad's destroyer went down. It was at the Battle of Midway.
yeah. Oh my God.
Kamikazes. He said kamikazes were everywhere.
I was watching
Pearl Harbor. Wow.
I was watching a video of a lady that does the booms where she does the midair refueling.
Yeah.
And she was messing with one of the F-15 pilots, and she was recording it. And she asked him, she goes, how does it feel to know those boys on the F-22 are a little bit faster and more maneuverable than you? He looked, and he's I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something funny back to her. And they were just laughing on the radio. Those F-22,
yeah, because
that's an amazing freaking jet.
Well, it's about like this big, and then they got to insert it mid-flight, right?
Yeah.
Right next to each other. Yeah. Or
Well, the boom actually has little wings on it too. You know, they can move it. And I've heard about guys that screwing around with them and going, okay, head a little bit, and then they'd move the boom over. Oh no, move over to no, you got to move. They're moving the boom like this.
Couldn't that spark if you moved over a little bit? That could
no, because they had all kinds of spark arresters on the intake.
Okay.
But it's just like they were trying to make a connect. It'd be like docking the space shuttle or something up to the space station, and all of a sudden they start moving the space station. You know, it's like
yeah. Well, there's people still up there, isn't there? They're still up there. They've been up there for like 2 years or something.
Oh yeah, a while.
Have you watched the videos though on the maneuverability of the F-22? That thing is freaking insane.
Really?
Dude, it will pop up and just sit there, and it's like it's just floating in midair. It'll just sit there like this, and then all of a sudden it'll just shoot straight up.
That's wild.
That thrust vectoring system that they have in it, plus it does super cruise, which it can fly at supersonic speeds without using its afterburner, and it doesn't use.
As long as they don't go hypersonic, I'm all right.
But that is like one of the like the F-35 is considered the top jet as far as
You know what?
But the F-22 is a big brother.
You know what they're saying about hypersonic? The only problem with that, they're afraid that it's going to create black holes.
A wormhole, yeah.
And when you have a black hole, there's a white hole. You're going to fall into the black hole and go into the parallel dimension and all that crap.
Well, it's all just scientific.
They've been
it's all scientific theory because they haven't done it. But Einstein and a whole bunch of other people that have warned about time travel.
Hey, Laura.
Oh, somebody must have fell through a parallel and got to a parallel universe to come back with all this knowledge. Somebody had to.
Well, 3 Defense Department companies are already working on anti-hypersonic weapons now.
Well, that's what I said in this one forum, and I wrote it there. And one guy wrote me back. I forget what he said. And they say UFOs are here and there. And I told him, I said, is that a black hole falling into a black hole and a white hole falling into a parallel universe, and they found how to get to our universe. Do you think that's what UFOs are, or are they in the solar
Well, the
system
thing
already?
in my mind, they have to get over the fact that we know everything and nobody else in the whole universe does. And
Oh,
it's like we
egotistical
probably
fucking
are
man.
like to some societies out there in the universe, we are like the monkeys were back in the early days
But
of,
what I'm saying is, like, if you get it hypersonic, it can create black holes, and you fall into a white hole, and you're
Well,
in
it's just a
universe.
well, it's a
Do you
theory
think-
though.
Yeah, it's a theory, but I'm saying, do you think that's where UFOs come from? They can go in between fucking parallel universes at all times because they have the knowledge and they have the resources to do it. So that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, I don't know.
But did you ever watch that interview of the I can't remember his name. He was the guy from Israel, and he was like one of their top security guys in government. He has
Yeah,
like all
yeah,
these. He's got
Yeah.
Pulitzer Prize awards. He's got all these
What's his name?
like these doctrines in physics and stuff. And he came out and did an interview like a year or so ago and said that there's actually a group out there called the Galactic Federation.
Yeah.
They want the Earth to be involved in it, but they want us to get over our frivolous wars with each other.
It's on my timeline, Justin. About a month or 2 months ago, I shared it on my timeline.
But this guy's credentials, though, it kind of
Yes.
he's not just some whack job.
He's a physicist, and yeah,
His
I got it shared
credentials,
on
though,
my
just
timeline on Facebook, but I can't remember his name.
But
Starts
the
with
list-
a K.
but the list of his credentials just makes you not brush it off as just, you know, some whack job in a trailer coming out of his house saying aliens are real. You know, it's
Yeah, and it's cool. He don't have a YouTube page. He gets interviewed. He don't have a YouTube page or Twitter or whatever. He gets interviewed. That's the only way he becomes social.
But he said that they've had the from what he said in his one interview I watched is that this group has had contact with the U.S. government and a couple other governments around the world that are allies with the U.S. And he said the reasoning why they've contacted the United States is because they know that the United States is the predominant power of the world. So,
Hey, drum shots.
but like I said, it's hard to dismiss it only because of the level of credentials he has.
And he's the one that said about the black hole and the white hole that you fall into the parallel universe. He's the one that said it.
What's
'Cause
up,
I watched
Joey?
the video. Yeah.
But he's not, you know, he just doesn't have a doctorate in physics. He's got Pulitzer Prize awards. He's got multiple,
Right.
and he has doctorate degrees in other areas, you know,
Yep.
not just physics.
And wasn't he the one that talked about hypersonic reality? Like Russia and China and America. America stopped it for 2 years, and now they're starting to catch up on everything.
Well, the U.S. has been, yeah, but the U.S. has been experimenting with hypersonic shit since like
yeah.
the 70s
no,
and 80s.
What I'm saying is he's the one that said it in the interview, and it's an hour-long interview, and he talks about everything. God, it's on my timeline, but it's like from a month ago.
But that's why I said, since I've been researching a lot on like Chinese military hardware compared to the US, a lot of their stuff's like 10, 15, 20 years behind the US in tech. So it's like if the US is showing you that, what do they have behind closed doors that they're not showing you?
So that means that Australia is about 25 years behind that.
No, not necessarily, because the US is now funneling all our tech into you guys. We're giving you the building diagrams for, you know,
not as fast
nuclear-powered
as y'all get it. Not as fast as y'all get it.
But if you look at like I was, you know, comparing like U.S. aircraft carriers to the ones that China has, the ones that China have are actually just, they were bought from the Soviet Union and they're crap. They're only building one of their own at the moment. The other two that they have, they actually purchased from the Soviet Union that were built back in like 80s.
If you remember Desert Storm, they were killing us. Yep. Okay, all I gotta say, Contra deal, they were killing us with our weapons. So
Well, they're going to be doing more of that since we turned over all those weapons in Afghanistan.
but you remember we started training in Afghanistan, and then all of a sudden we stopped 6 months in, and then all of a sudden they started using our weapons against us.
But this is the thing about a lot of this stuff.
Contra
That was,
deal.
but if you look at a lot of the equipment that was left in Afghanistan, you're not
Yeah.
talking B-2 bombers and Abrams tanks and stuff.
Oh no,
Like
no.
Chinook helicopters, some Black Hawks. You know, it wasn't the best stuff to leave, but at the same time, is if eventually, you know, like one military guy was doing an interview about it. He was pretty high in the military, and he was saying that he goes, the one thing you got to know about military equipment is that it needs a lot of maintenance and parts. And these guys aren't going to have the parts to fix these things when they go down.
I
He
think
said
that, but I think that's pretty arrogant because we live in a world now where you can go to China and buy anything. And if they don't have it, they'll make it for you.
Paul, we can buy anything you want or anything you need on a
I mean,
black
that's
market
true
right here
too,
from
but
your
at the same
PC.
time, you really, I mean, he was just making a point that it's not as bad.
I understand where he's coming from because that's his job. But the point
Right.
being is when you leave billions and billions of military hardware behind, and yeah, some of it might not be able to use right away. They can cannibalize parts of one to make others. The military already knows that they have flown a lot of that aircraft that were left behind out of there, out of Bagram. And
Well, a lot of the U.S. military guys said that you know, there was tons of videos that came out. They were showing them, they were stripping shit out of these helicopters and stuff before they left. They were taking, like, you know, key components out of them, you know, before they left, and were breaking windows on them, and they were busting stuff up on them.
Hey,
So they were
hey,
like sabotaging the stuff before they left.
Hey Justin, you remember what's his name, Colonel Oliver North during the Contra deal?
Yep.
That's the same thing that happened back then. You think that's going to re-happen now? That's what you're saying? Like it's going to keep on going and going and going?
I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
world conflict is never going to come to an end because of man's
Correct.
desire to conquer others.
It's all about fucking weapons, and
Yep.
it's bullshit. You know, if this whole earth would unite, would be awesome. We would be awesome. But
Well, it's like,
nobody-
you know, it's like Ronald Reagan said back in the 80s, you know, it would take an alien attack to bring everybody together.
Unite.
Hey, just think, his idea of the Star Wars project is coming to reality right now. You got Starlink. It's all started. Oh, fuck, it's all there now. I remember back in 80. Oh, fuck, I remember.
That was way ahead of his time, though. That was the
87.
only problem.
In 87, I think it was, he did that's when he did the Star Wars project. And in New Jersey, we had at the 3 Mile Island in New Jersey, in Lower Eloise Creek, they had the Army there. Everybody was surrounded. We were still doing the air raid things that you got on your knees and went to the single file, and we were still doing that. And I remember when we had all the alerts, the air horns, but the air horns that were in the county were from World War II. They were still sounding, and I didn't understand it. So I asked my mom, I was like, "What the hell is it?" You know, and she goes, "It's called the Cold War, son." I was like, "What? What the hell is it?" She goes, "It's been going on for 200 years." I was like, "What?" And then that's what got me interested in history.
Yeah.
200-year Cold War is, what is it? Russia. There's like 4 other countries.
Blizzard just posted a link in the chat.
I don't see Blizzard. Hey, I got him. All right. What's that?
Oh, it's a prototype quad rotor with machine gun.
Yep.
This is the thing, though. I was actually talking about this, and when I was doing
Oh
a
my
top 10
God.
military drone review,
Yeah.
military drones, is I don't think that is a really viable thing,
Holy
only
shit.
because say you run up on a field of guys and there's 100 dudes in a field and that thing's trying to shoot at them. All it's going to take is one or two guys to hit that thing with a couple rounds and it's going down.
It's a remodified Inspire.
You get what I'm saying? But I don't think it's a good military concept for a
No,
battlefield.
well, as most concept things are, it's not.
Because if you, like I said, if you run up on a group of guys in Afghanistan and there's 50 guys in a field and that thing's taking pop shots at them, all it's going to take are one
no
or two
way.
guys to throw a AK-47 round through one of those blades, and that thing's going right to the ground.
He'd be gone. Yeah.
I just don't see that actually being a viable application.
Little Amalora
I
kind
know. She's a
of
bugger.
Wow.
put it to you, Rob.
I know.
Wow. Just look at that. How the hell can you sustain? Yeah, I don't understand that.
Because think about it, if there were 7 of us just sitting, in the woods or a field, and that thing flew over and shot 1 or 2 of us, that still gives the other 5 of us plenty of time to take a shot at that thing.
A shotgun. Boom. Gone.
I don't care how fast that drone is, it's not going to dodge a bunch of rounds coming at it. It's
Yeah,
just
I've
not.
seen that one, Blizzard.
Pretty fucking cool, though.
Yeah, it's really cool, but
Thanks, Blizzard. That was pretty cool.
That's
but
definitely a G Whizzer.
logically, I don't see that happening.
and that thing would have to have an auto aim, like an AI built into it, in order for it to take accurate shots from a drone like that. Nobody's controlling that by hand.
Hey, Rob, looks like the ladies are ganging
Yeah.
up on you, buddy.
Yeah, they're ganging up on you, Rob. I just read that. Yeah, like they're ganging up on you, bro. You better bring that back into control there, Rob. Come on.
Yeah.
Get up
I was trying to send your cards to her.
Fuck, that's hilarious.
He said, well, hold
Dodge
on.
this. Oh, okay, I gotta check this out.
Let me see
I've
what
seen that little 40-gram one before.
Oh, come on.
The ones I find are interesting, those little dinky, they look like dragonflies, the little ones that they carry and they can just throw them up in the air and take a
Yeah,
look
that's what he
around.
just showed.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was that movie? What was that movie back in the 80s with Gene Simmons? And he had the little nanobite fucking things.
I don't think I've ever even seen a video with him in it. A movie.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons was
in
a
the movie.
singer.
Yeah, he's the basis of Kiss, but he was in a movie and he had little nanobites and little
Hey, Tim,
robotics.
what were you using that day?
Hold on, I'll get the movie. Hold on. It's a fucking movie in the 80s. Hold on.
Well, see, little drone swarms like that could do damage, but at the same time, they would have to be,
Runaway.
they would have to be protected by electromagnetic, because I mean, if you shot something like that at the sky, you could knock them all out.
It's called Runaway. The movie
Runaway.
is called Runaway.
Never
Here, I'll
heard
show
of
you.
it.
Hold on. It was a movie in Runaway, and you see it? Y'all see that?
I never saw that, but yes.
And that was the little drone things that he had to like follow people around.
Thomas Selleck, isn't it? Is that his name? I think.
Thomas Selleck, yeah, from Magnum.
Tom
PI.
Selleck, yeah.
Magnum, and he.
I wonder if
Magnum.
that drone actually flew back then, or if it was just a prop.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, if you notice that picture of Runaway, I don't see any props on those things. They used to just run along down the ground, didn't they? Weren't they just
Oh, they were like 6-legged,
like spiders?
Yeah. But if you ever get a chance, check that movie out. It's called Runaway. It's fucking amazing.
Huh.
See, I wasn't on anything, Paul,
Well, in order to watch
but it was a good movie back in the day.
in order to watch Simmons in a dramatic movie, you'd have to be on something.
You would never think. That's what everybody said back. I was like 13 years old when it came out, but everybody was like, "What? He's in a movie?" You know, and he's like, you know, with the high top fucking shoes on stage and playing bass and fucking. You never thought it was him, but
I'll tell you,
it's
he's
a good
doing some
movie.
amazing stuff is Boston Dynamics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've been changing some shit around. Hey, Justin.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised. I'm surprised that Rob hasn't bought something from Boston Dynamics.
You can
Oh,
buy
they got
them.
robots that jump. They jump rope.
Yeah,
Robots that jump
but
rope.
you can buy one of the Robo Dogs now. They
Yeah.
actually you can.
I can picture Rob with a RoboDog.
Like 150 grand, didn't he?
Oh my god.
That's
I don't know. Let me look it up real
to you,
quick.
Rob.
Yeah, there's something ridiculous they had.
That's peanuts to you, Rob.
Oh,
I want
yeah.
a life.
Well, a couple of them.
I want a lifelike doll that I can come home to. She says hello, and she does my dishes.
They
she
make
cleans my
those.
bed.
They make those pleasure dolls.
Yeah, well, I don't want a pleasure. I want a lifelike. Like
Hey,
I
Rob.
want to.
He's trying to make it sound legit, but we
Oh,
know what we're looking for.
hey
Yeah.
Rob, they're only 74,000.
Yeah,
Oh,
there-
74,
Oh,
sorry.
only. Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
you
a big.
you could have a pair of those, Rob.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a
Why?
big difference from what Rob said. He said 150.
I could see him with the RoboDog right behind him there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of big time YouTubers that have actually.
Wonder if
bought-
I could sit on that and ride it.
Well, you know, they have one too that's the size of a horse, and it's made for carrying military equipment.
Pack animal.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, the guys can put like their backpacks and their gear on it, and then it just follows them around. As
You know
they-
what I'm surprised is, they have those mechanical steers in the bars where they.
Oh yeah.
That
Mechanical
General
bull.
Dynamics doesn't make a set of those and put them out there in the world.
The mechanical bull. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a couple of them in Woodstown, New Jersey. Those are pretty good nights.
I mean, I give it probably about another 10 or 20 years, and you're going to start to see. It's going to almost be like that movie with Robin Williams, where you're going to start seeing robots and people.
Yeah.
Oh, he got citizenship. What was that
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
called? What was
Oh.
that movie called?
That was a good film, that was.
Centennial Man.
Centennial.
yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
But it's going to be an everyday thing. You're going to see, a robot out
Yes.
walking somebody's dog.
Oh, well,
They're going to be out picking up the yard and mowing the grass. And
that's what I'm saying. Like they're trying to, you know how they do cell reproduction. They got it down to that they can transfer your brain activity into UI, and you can put everything into what's it called?
It's AI, artificial
AI. You put all your brain activity, and they can take the activity of your brain. Your brain lives forever after you die. So they're saying that they can put it into
Nah,
AI.
I don't want to shelf Paul out there. No, sitting on somebody's shelf in 200 years.
Hey, 200 years from now, I want somebody to look at me and say, "How you doing?"
Paul's stuck in something like a damn Siri. Move me to the window.
Yeah. Look, squirrel. No.
Yeah. What ship is that coming down there?
Yeah. No, that would be cool. I mean, because you Google mortality or immortality, it'll tell you about AI and everything. They're taking the brain's activity.
Well, there's a lot of people that
Into
claim
AI.
to be
Musk is doing it, isn't he, with his
yeah,
Neuralink.
the cryo tanks and everything. Yep.
Oh, isn't Grateful Dead's lead singer? He's frozen. Disney. He's frozen. And they're supposed to be getting woke up in about 100 years or whatever.
Well, look at the history of 3D printers. They were originally being used to build artificial human organs. They're using
organs
them for
and
that.
limbs. Yep.
Yeah, they're it's what it's doing is it's laying down layers of cells
Well,
to build,
now
do a liver and all that.
Tim,
have
look at
you
the chat.
seen what they can do? Have you seen what they can do with organs right now? You can have a heart in about 2 hours.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Unreal.
We don't know what these companies, are doing behind closed doors as far as their own research, because
Hey, Tim, and Angela just made a comment for you.
private money,
But
research
And
always
it was-
seems to move faster and do better with private money than
well,
it does.
have you noticed like the shit you've seen in movies? Like, okay, let's just put it like RoboCop. Let's put it in any movie back in the 80s. All that technology is here now. So it's there. And back in the 80s and 90s, they say, oh, that's a UFO. That was a drone from the fucking Army, Air Force, whatever, that were that big. But now we fly them ourselves. All the technology has been way advanced since then. And we have it here. Everything's here, but nobody's brought it out because what they're doing is they're taking little increments so our brains can understand the capacity of what's going on. If we all brought it out at once, it'll be too much for us to understand all the technology.
Well,
So they're bringing it out in little segments. Their technology changes every 6 months. So if you have 6 months in one day, it would be overload on our brains to fucking see that capacity.
Well, this is
So
why I
they're
say.
bringing it out.
Well, this is why I say private money does better than government money does.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can take SpaceX and NASA as an example. NASA is government funded. SpaceX is privately funded by Elon Musk. And if you've noticed, SpaceX has made way more advances in the past 5 to 10 years than NASA has in the past 20 years. And that's because Elon has to answer to investors. He has to answer to himself.
The CEO. Yeah, CEO.
I mean, he has people to answer to. He can't just funnel a bunch of money into something that's not going to go nowhere.
Yep. Everything has a board to control the financial views of that.
When it's government funded, the government can just keep dumping money into it, even though it's never going to do anything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said private money tends to do better on research and development versus that's why the government, if you look at their military hardware, that's why they funnel these projects out to all these private military contract companies, because they still have to answer to investors. They can't do a $1 billion military contract and it be a huge flop.
Well, it's the same thing that, if I was a billionaire, I needed a heart transplant, I'll get it in an hour. But if I was a homeless person and needs a heart transplant, I'll get it in about 2 years. It's all about the money. It's all about that crap. I'm not a Rothschild, so I'm not going to get a heart tomorrow. I'm not a Bill Gates, all that crap. Well, I think Rothschilds, they own the world. Have you ever checked that out? Google up, put in Google who owns the world.
Yes.
You'll see Rothschild.
I mean, I've read up on that. It's
me too.
At the moment, to me, it's more of a conspiracy than proof. But I mean, I try not to get involved in too much conspiracy shit because, to me, it seems like a lot of people in conspiracies aren't really.
That's all.
They're not really experts in the fields that they're trying to disprove. It's just everyday people saying.
I'm just pissed off of all the technology that the higher ups are keeping from us. I know that they'll say that, oh, yeah, it'll be too much for us to understand. Well, fucking bring it all at once, and then we can understand little increments. I think we're about 10 years ahead of ourselves when we're not there yet. You know what I mean? Like, we're here, but we're staying here. And then every 6 months, it comes there. You know what I mean? So I think we're way past technology. But we don't want to, the government don't want to say how far along in technology we are because people won't understand it. I think, like I said, technology in government's eyes are here. We as people, we're here. So every 6 months, it's going to keep on going like that. And then one day, maybe it will get here. Technology changes every 6 months. Why? Because they don't want to bring it all at once because we wouldn't understand it. They think we wouldn't understand it. I think bring it all at once. Fucking let it clash,
Oh, Corey, I'm sure SpaceX does get government funds. I mean, I don't doubt that at all. But Elon's also said that he's dumped billions of dollars of his own money into it.
Yeah, but SpaceX is CEO, right? As a CEO.
Elon owns SpaceX.
But I'm
like I
saying,
said,
CEO,
I'm almost sure that he does get government funded, but he also puts a lot of his own money into it because if he has
the CEO, that means yes, he does get government funded.
Right, but what I'm saying though is he publicly announced an email he sent out to all his employees about, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? Might have been before that if they don't start making better progress than what they're already doing now, he said that the company's not going to last more than another 5 years.
Well,
like, and that to me, that's telling me that it's not just government funds. That's obvious.
So do you think he has a board?
I don't know.
That he has to answer to?
I'm almost positive. I mean, almost any company that size has some kind of a board.
As a board and a CEO, yeah.
It depends if it's on the stock market, doesn't it?
Well,
if it's a private company,
be on the stock exchange and still be privately owned, but you got to.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a public company, then yes, you've got to answer to a board.
Right.
Like Tesla is a public trading one.
I wish I bought that stock 5 years ago, but anyway.
But honestly, I don't think that I think that if it wasn't for SpaceX, and this is just my opinion. I mean, if you disagree with me, you can disagree with me. I don't care. But I think that if it wasn't for SpaceX, I think that NASA would still be in a huge rut today that they were in for a year. They were in a huge rut for the last 20, 30 years. They hadn't really done a whole lot.
About 20 years, Justin. But I think Elon Musk was like the new Bill Gates of fucking.
I think he lit a fire under NASA's ass.
Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did.
But he managed to do the thing which everybody else couldn't, didn't he?
Yep. And he's my fucking age, man. What the fuck kind of mind did he have back in the garage days? You know what I mean? Why?
I would never compare Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos. I would not compare him to Bill Gates. The man has a whole different mindset than a normal billionaire.
He's on another level, isn't he?
He has dreams that come true. You know what I mean? He might have a nightmare or whatever, but he has a dream that he fucking sets to. Maybe he got inheritance through his fucking life and he was able to bring them to fruition. But
the thing is,
what a mind on him. I mean, I give him all credit.
Elon's out to make money, obviously, like any other, person with a company that size or has that much money. But I don't believe he's out to make technology better for the planet, but he's also not out there to gouge people for every dime.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, did he start in a garage like Bill Gates did with, what's the name, Steve Jobs? Did he start like that, or did he have an inheritance?
He owned PayPal. Corey started PayPal.
Corey said in the chat. Yeah. Corey said in the chat that SpaceX is government funded, just privately.
Yes,
right, but I know that man dumps billions of his own money in there.
So, does that mean that Elon Musk was a coder, or he started in computer technology?
Yeah. Yeah. He started coding and he started PayPal. and then
Okay.
sold
I
that
know
for
he
a couple of
started
hundred
PayPal.
million.
I know he started PayPal and he sold it off about 3 years ago.
This is
Whatever.
No, longer than that.
But this is the
Mine-
thing is
mine-
when he started when he took over Tesla, the agreement with Tesla was that he did not get paid unless Tesla met a certain quarter every, like a certain, he had to, the company had to make so much money and had to meet a certain goal every quarter before he got paid.
Hello,
I
Fox.
just
he had
wanted
to
to
work
know. I just wanted to know if he started from humble beginnings or
Yeah.
You
he
can
had
Yes, he
an
did.
inheritance. He had an inheritance and he got like
No,
brought into it. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
no, he's
But
from
Elon-
South Africa, isn't he?
Elon started from humble beginnings and he's still humble to this day. He didn't
That's
lose
good.
that.
That's good. He didn't have inheritance to like shove up his ass to like a
'Cause
doll. You know what I
You
mean?
know who started from humble experiences and turned out to be the biggest dick in the world was Jeff Bezos.
I was gonna say Bill Gates, but that's
Both of them. But Jeff Bezos is one of the nastiest people you will ever meet in your life. Trust me, everybody that's ever said they've had an interaction with that man
you know, a lot of
said he is a
people told
horrible
me
person.
Right,
a
2
lot of
seconds.
people
I
told
gotta
me the
jump off,
same
guys.
thing about a lot of people told me the same thing about Steve
Rob.
Jobs, but
Okay,
I don't
Rob.
think so. I
See
think
you later.
all right, Rob, take care of yourself.
Later,
brother.
Rob.
A lot of people told me about Steve Jobs and saying he was like that. But I think Bill Gates fucked Steve Jobs over, and I think Steve Jobs would have been more than he is today. So I think Steve Jobs came from humble.
Yeah, but Microsoft actually saved Apple back in what, the 80s?
Right. Yep.
Because they were about to go under, and Microsoft, I think, either invested
I
or gave
don't.
them.
I don't like Bill Gates. I don't like Bill Gates, but I like Steve Jobs. I liked him. He was pretty cool. And then about I don't know when all that shit was happening, I like Elon Musk because he's true blue. But I just wanted to know if he was from humble beginnings and he did his work. You know what I mean? Instead of having, some of these guys, they have inheritance. They come out of it out of nowhere. They got an inheritance. They got money. And
Yeah, but even if he did start from that, the way he acts towards people, you would never think that anyway.
well, it's just like
Because he doesn't have that mindset. He, like I said, he's out to make technology better, and he's out to help the human race. Is what he portrays himself as. But if you
Yeah.
look at a lot of his technologies, his Teslas don't cost $300,000.
Right.
They are affordable for the everyday person.
Well,
I
that's
see
the
tons
same
of
thing with
Teslas.
Starlink. It's
I
the
see-
same thing with Starlink, and that's what I'm waiting on here. But I'm waiting until it's beta. But he's got to get more satellites up. But
Like, he's not out there to gouge the everyday man for every penny he can get. Jeff Bezos, I wouldn't trust that man as far as I could throw him.
yeah, well, see, that's the same reason I like Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, he rides the subway every fucking day. You know, he don't
Keanu Reeves is a gem that needs
He
to be
is-
protected at all costs.
fucking amazing. No,
That
he rides the subway every day to his movie shoots. He walks to fucking amazing.
He is one of these saints of Hollywood.
Yes, he is.
Nobody has ever said anything bad about that man.
No,
They have said he is one of the most humblest people. Like, he was in an airport a couple years ago with a group of people that were flying on like a mid-sized plane.
he took him to he took him to
He
the
rented a small little bus out and rode with the people like 6 hours or 12 hours to wherever they were going, and had conversations with them, bought them all food, hung out with them.
Yep.
And they said he was the coolest guy ever.
Man, see, we need more people like that. Like I met Bruce Willis in person, and I don't want to meet him again. And yeah, he was a fucking dickhead in person.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is a very
Well, I died. I think I died. Did I die? Yeah. Is that my internet?
No, you're good, Tim. It's Justin died.
Oh, I thought mine did. I'll be right back. Gotta get another beer, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Well, I mean, you're at Blizzard FPV's asking me, are Teslas affordable for the people mining? Well, half my wife's work have Teslas, and they're only making, they don't make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So none of the jobs I heard job are 6-figure jobs. So
Well,
Hey, Corey, go get some lunch, buddy. We're gonna be not too far behind you.
yeah, I'm gonna drink this beer and then get to bed. I need to get to bed. I got a employee coming over fucking about 3 hours. He's gonna pick up some shit. I'm not gonna be awake.
I think we're gonna call her a day here. We had some great conversation, everybody. Thanks for coming in so much.
Oh, let's have our beer first. Come on.
you need to get to bed. You got company coming in
That's
3
right. You
hours.
got company coming, buddy.
No, I got an employee coming in about 3 hours, but I got all this shit out front. He can pick
You
it
got
up.
lots to do, places to go, people to see.
Oh yeah, all the time.
All
Yeah.
right, I'll see you. I'm going to go ahead and jump out. I'll see you guys
Okay.
later.
All
I'll
right,
see you
Hey
later.
Justin,
Hey,
good talking
chat.
to you, brother.
Justin.
Yeah,
Great conversation. Thanks.
Hey,
for
hey Justin, I do off Zoom calls off lodge. So I'll send you a link through Messenger, yeah?
As long as it's not at 2:30 in the morning, I'm good.
No, it won't be.
Sometimes you do them super early in my time.
Yeah,
so.
I know that's my rowdy bunch, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's
Well,
not a problem. If you send me a link and I'm available, I'll jump on.
All right,
Thanks,
brother.
Justin, for coming.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later, everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Take
And with
care.
that, everybody in the chat, you have a great day. We'll see you again next time. So stay out of trouble until